Okay, well, the stream has begun. The slideshow is a-playing, and now we will switch over to the webcam. Hello, hello, hello. My name is Dennis. That's my crime. It's also my punishment. And sharing in that punishment tonight are my victims for the Tomb of the Abomination. So, we're just waiting for one or two more people, I believe, before we properly begin. Is that correct? Or do we have everybody ready?
Cooper's
I mean, I'm right here, so...
Okay, cool. So we have a Kuba back. Now, unfortunately, there's been a little bit of time that's passed from our last session. Bloody, our good friend, I believe is currently having technical difficulties, so they're unable to join. Also, Dee, who was playing Undro Silvertusk, she is unfortunately unavailable due to scheduling conflicts, which is unfortunate. But, we love them both and we miss them. And I give you my word, I will not be murdering their characters. Because where's the fun in that? I need to hear the pain in their voices.
Feed on the despair.
Exactly. It's a Mancunian thing.
Yeah.
So, when last we left off, for those of you who have not seen the previous session, who'd like to give us a quick summary of what transpired in the previous session?
We done fucked up, yo.
Yes, you did!
Bucket just wanted to make sure the ship was safe.
Mm-hmm.
Don't blame Bucket.
You are blessed robot boy. You get a pass.
Yeah.
The cleric doesn't!
Yeah, I love how technically all the characters who instigated the drama are not here to reap the rewards.
But on the plus side, they can't make it worse.
That is true. That's very, very true. But yeah, so for those who didn't actually watch the previous session, this group of mercenaries, individuals of different affiliations and so on, were hired by an individual by the name of Jarlax Solbanre, a drow of infamous renown, who wanted the group to head off the beginnings of an alliance between the Xanathar Guild and a splinter group of the Zentarum. These two ships, the Wicked Gaze and I believe the Flying Serpent, they were heading off to the land of Chult to do something unknown and nefarious. Now, Jarlaxle has also chartered a ship. It's a bit small and crappy looking, but it is a very, very fast ship. A ship known as the Brazen Pegasus, captained by a rock gnome by the name of Captain Ortimay Swift Dark. The party has spent a couple of days traveling along the ocean, heading south, and on the way things went a bit weird very early on. Nightmares, night terrors, visitations of a strange creature masquerading as Captain Ortimay, trying to convince you to attack and kill the captain. As you continued your investigation, infestations began to manifest. The ship was riddled with ants. The crew began to suffer the negative effects of a rather unfortunate shivering disease. And as the day the voyage progressed, you also ran afoul of a pirate captain known to Captain Ortimay, the rather humorless Chultan named Captain Ilawok Jahuan, who, as it turned out, was A, a werebore, and B, had a druid on his team who transformed into a giant shark and devoured one of your party whole. So, bringing us up to the...
Giant shark.
Yes.
Totally was supposed to be a giant shark.
Indeed. Well, we'll get to that. If for those of you who can see the the overlay there, Rip Malik. Rip Malik.
We hardly knew ye.
We really hardly knew him at all.
We didn't know.
Oh, but yeah.
Realize Malik. Session 1, session 1.
Yeah.
Session 0.
So, well, you know, technically,
Proud of that.
to be fair, technically the plan was to do a session 0, but we kind of just slipped straight in. So I would say it's session 1. So that's on me.
A slightly longer lifespan than Spurt.
Yes, yes, he did.
11
Now-
days.
11 days. However,
11 days.
for Sephi and Nicola do make a good point. For those who weren't aware of it, I, the Dungeon Master, made a little goof during the adventure. I thought that Eye of the Deep was supposed to transform into a giant shark, which is a nightmare. It turns out she was supposed to turn into a reef shark, which is a slightly slower DC. So, technically, that shouldn't have happened, but it did. Sorry, Sephi.
I mean, really, Dennis, the whole combat wasn't supposed to happen.
It wasn't. You can tell I kind of was like, that really threw me by surprise, that one. I love you guys, but it's been a while since I DM'd, and it was nice to get a reminder that, oh, you are all insane. Well, not all of you, but some of you are insane murder hobos,
Who's that?
especially Blooded. That was, mwah. I loved how they played Kinwell there, but.
All I did was put ants in his pants. That's it. You got nothing on me.
Exactly. And whether or not he knows you did it, no, you rolled a pretty good stealth check. So, yeah, you're good. You're good. The rest of you, however, he will remember that. But anyway, we find ourselves now as we head over to, let's just see where things are with our map of Faerun. We've made our way through the Nelanthair Isles, and the party, after losing their warlock, Malik, Undril, the cleric of Torm, she had a little idea. She was going to tie herself to the mast, and she was going to try and bait out this mysterious entity that had been harassing the group. However, the entity had other plans, and instead it was Bucket who had a nighttime visitation. His inner chassis being ripped apart in the dream, and his basically his central processing unit being lifted out from his form, and the creature basically laid its cards on the table. It doesn't like Captain Ortimay. She's far too noisy and nice and happy, and it really would appreciate if one of you would murder her. In return, it will leave you alone for the rest of the voyage. That was the message that Bucket was given just as they woke or rebooted. And so, we find ourselves still at sea on day 4 of our ocean voyage. Now, a little bit of bookkeeping is in order because, unfortunately, some of our players are not here. Since they spent most of the night awake and outside on the deck of the ship, I am going to say that both Undril and Kinrel have contracted the shivering sickness and are looking very much the worse for wear, with a point of exhaustion. And unless I'm mistaken, I believe it was Bucket, you also gained a point of exhaustion because you were attempting to stay up.
I think Char did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did make a note. Let me just double check. I made notes, I paid attention. Who got a point of exhaustion? Char and Bucket. Yes, that is indeed correct. Both Char and Bucket, you both have a point of exhaustion. But fortunately, when the entity took a bite out of... let me just move that down a little more. When the entity took a bite out of you, Bucket, you did not basically lose any points of your constitution or anything. So you're fine in that regard. Now, we find ourselves on the deck of the Brazen Pegasus. It is early morning, and you have literally just woken up from your nighttime visitation. So, I am going to ask you, Bucket, let me just hide this one moment. What are you going to do now?
Okay. First off, Bucket is going to have a little look around the deck. Is it just my friends here, or are there any members of the crew?
As you look around, you see that there are two crew members up towards the side of the boat here. One of them is, a little boy Blue here. He is currently manning the wheel, but he looks wrecked. He's also being assisted by one other sailor who's, focusing on the rigging, if you've played Sea of Thieves, you basically know what their job is. And at the moment, the rest of you are over here, just focusing on your own private discussion. You can tell at a glance that both Undril and Kinrel look just as rough as they do. They had a very bad night as well.
Bucket is basically just going to point at each member of the party and then beckon them towards him.
I don't.
Group huddle, guys.
He doesn't want to call out, "Hey guys, come to me." I believe I have had the encounter you were seeking.
So much for you not being affected because you're a robot and all that.
I believe this creature works on consciousness, not so much flesh. Just kind of waves around at you guys.
But then I wonder what it is. Then I wonder what it is about the insect repellent that it doesn't like. But carry on, my friend.
The entity seems to have a severe dislike of the captain.
Oh, you don't say. Wouldn't have guessed. Terrific
And
sarcasm.
it has offered safe passage for the rest of the journey, but I don't like the price.
Glad to hear you say that, because considering our bout of stupidity today, assassinating the captain doesn't seem to be in our best interests.
Now, to be fair, did you actually explain what the price was?
Yeah, sure, I'll go on. So explain it.
I mean, he's not a dumb kobold. He lives in Waterdeep, for God's sakes.
And it's just in you a whisper.
I do not like the price.
That's good.
Did the creature tell me why it didn't like the captain?
Honestly, it was a bit vague in its details. What it basically said to you was that it needed to hitch a ride. It wanted to go down south, and it's been enjoying you. It's been treating you as entertainment for its crews. And it would really appreciate it if you murdered her, because it just doesn't like her. It just wants you to kill... No, it was specific. It did say her because just too bright, too cheerful.
But if it doesn't like her so much, why doesn't it kill her herself?
Unknown.
It's a good
I
question,
assume
though.
it derives some sort of pleasure from watching us turn on each other.
Could well be. She does seem to be right cruel bitch.
Well, in my experience, it's not much fun watching other people who don't know each other kill one another. Why doesn't she have her bedmate do it instead? You know, that one
is
guy.
a reasonable question.
Why would it go to the effort of like killing the captain? He keeps his voice low whenever he brings that factoid up, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
That's not something you want the crew to be hearing. When it can just have us do it. Which we're not doing, by the way. Just making that clear.
It is also very possible that it is listening to our conversation now. If it is able to intrude and affect us in our dreams, I do not put it past it. Bucket is actually going to have a look around and see if he noticed anything like that out of the ordinary.
What exactly are you trying to see again?
Trying to notice if there's anything off, like any like little creatures that are watching, any strange wisps of unnatural mist, things like that. It just looks.
Okay,
out of place.
if you're able to, give me a perception check, please. Or do you...
Perception.
If you're able to.
Oh, it. I rolled a nat 1 plus 3, 4.
I mean, you don't know. You don't know. Oh, you know what? Because it's a nat 1, I'll actually give you the answer in the worst way possible. Basically, as you're trying to figure this out, you're trying to process this, you detect that your internal case, your casing has been breached, and you now have a bit of an infestation of ants inside your system.
This is concerning.
Yeah. Ants are very good at getting into tiny little cracks. They just need to know what they're looking for.
Tony Stark will attest.
Bucket is going to start looking around his chassis to find the breach.
But
I reckon you're going to need this, eh? And Risk will extend the insect repellent. Nothing else, it should get rid of those bloody ants.
For the record as well, those of you who did take the insect repellent, you're feeling fine. Aside from like any general exhaustion you had from staying up, the ants, again, these really large, and these aren't just regular teeny ants, these are large, tropical, juicy red things. They're unpleasant to look at. Stingers, the whole 9 yards. And yeah, it's pretty clear to see that they infest good chunks of this ship. But for the most part, they do seem to sort of not bother you.
Oh, fuck it, I'm gonna take initiative in this matter. The insect repellent is like a little spray, right?
It can be. The way I picture it is, I believe it's almost like a salve. It's like Vicks Vapor Rub.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, no. I'm a little cobalt boy, not a mechanic. I'm not gonna get my like lovely little claws all over like Brick's inner workings.
Not without consent, at least.
No. I reckon you better apply this.
Do not worry. Once I seal the breach, I have internal systems to clear the infestation.
Okay, good, because we only have one dose left.
And 3 more days or so.
Yeah, our plan didn't really pan out.
You see Unjo sort of like, like shivering. Again, she's still changed to the mast, and she kind of looks like she's sulking a little bit. Said, "It was worth a try. I apologize. Would you please untie me?"
Yeah, I'll do that, and then you get to bed. You're looking rough. You and the gunslinger.
Yeah. I could do with. I can't remember what Kimro's voice was, so it's just going to be this weird bastardized Cockney thing. Yeah, I think I'll join you.
Weird bastardized Cockney thing? I wouldn't know anything about that.
What's your game?
But yeah.
Bucket is proficient in alchemist supplies. Would he possibly be able to examine the insect repellent and try and make more?
Can try.
What would you need from that?
I would say either a medicine check with your proficiency bonus added, if you're using supplies, and you do have a whole bunch of different tools. Do you have alchemy supplies?
I do. I bought them.
Yes. Okay. In that case, I will allow you.
No, wait. Those came with my background, so I already had them.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'll allow that. Give me a roll.
High.
So.
Yes, Kubo.
Medicine. What else? Or what else?
1 sec. Sorry. Yes, Kubo.
Yeah, I was just checking alchemist supplies for you. To identify a substance, the DC is 15.
Oh, that's to see what a potion is. But I suppose that would on this side.
Yeah. No, I
should figure out what it's made of.
I mean, it just says identify a substance, so I figured that applies.
Fair.
Yeah. In my head, the DC was about 15 anyway.
Bonus. Okay, so medicine is +1, +2 initiative, so it's +3. So let me just roll that. 14 +3 is 17.
Okay, you think you've got a pretty good idea of the various ingredients that you would need to have in order to make this insect repellent. Now roll me just call it a D100. If you roll anything up to a 50, I'm afraid you don't have the components. If you roll, actually, because, no, let's call it 50-50. I'm going to be kind.
I rolled 88.
You think that you might be able to spend the day making... you know what? Because I like the idea of rolling dice, roll me let's call it a D4 with the supplies you have.
If you're asking to, though, I'm just using the dice roller on D&D Beyond because it's easier on this bloody tablet.
Oh, no, I understand.
No, I don't need to roll 4. 1d4.
1d4.
3.
You, if you're willing to spend the entire day working on this, you can make 3 additional insect repellents.
Okay. Bucket is going to explain that and basically settle himself in a corner and get to work on that.
Okay.
That sounds like a solid plan.
Anytime in between, he's going to, like when he's waiting for something to boil or mix or anything like that, he's going to be looking around to find the seal, the breach on his chassis and fix it as well.
There we go. Sorry, I just deleted Specky for a moment there. Oh yeah, no, that's pretty good. Well done. I didn't expect you to do that. So, as you guys are focusing on that, I would say it's round about this point when you start to hear a noise calling out over the sea. Sir Barrington.
Yes.
Would you like to describe your current predicament?
He is currently using his rapier to stab into the water, and he's yelling incoherently about getting your slimy little protuberances off. Getting your slimy little protuberances off my knees.
Okay. I love this. So, yeah. As the ship starts to come under, you hear the crewman on deck say, man overboard! And they start to, tilt the ship slightly towards as one or two other crewmen start. Now, to be honest, I think the only people who are going to come up are going to be Ortimay and Griggs, her first mate.
Yeah,
I'd say
sadly,
like
Bucket is
yeah,
occupied.
it's basically on the most crap-looking, not together raft you can imagine.
Would you like to describe Sir Berrington?
He is a very large bugbear, wearing ripped clothing, a leather vest, carrying a rapier, generally looking like he just stepped out of a Ben Gunn cosplay party.
Okay.
I'll get you, you tinned scallywags. You'll not be getting my knee blood.
So, what are the rest of you guys doing as you see this individual in the water? Cooper?
Well, Tiny Boy has hopped up
Mm-hmm.
and he's like leaning over the edge of the ship with the rope, ready to throw it out. Hey, you with a powerful moustache! Think you can grab some rope?
Ah!
I think that's a
I
yes!
reckon I can grab that ropes, Honey Jim.
Alright. This cool his rope.
Just saw the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Barrington is going to grab hold of it and haul himself up.
Okay. So, give me a, I would say, Coobs, if you could give Risk a dexterity check for me to throw the rope, and
Okay.
Sir Berrington, athletics to see if you can catch it.
Sir Barrington.
18.
Sir Barrington. I would say, Risk, you're able to throw the rope, no problem. Barrington, here's the question. Is there anything actually trying to grab your legs? Or is it just the voices again?
No, there is nothing trying to grab his legs.
You're very distracted. You'll grab that rope in a moment, but again, you just need to keep stabbing the water.
Cursed armored octopi.
Char, give me a perception check if you'd be so kind. Six. You're looking around at the churning water, but you're not seeing anything. You would also, the rest of you would hear Ortimay mutter to herself, "Okay, looks like he might be a little under there. Excuse me, over there. You want to take the rope and then we can help you deal with that giant thingy that you're dealing with?"
Yes, of course. Are you aboard momentarily? He
Right.
just grabs the rope, starts scrambling up the side of the ship.
Okay. Love it. So it takes you a second or two, but eventually you do make your way on board. And again, at this point, both Grig and Ortimay join you. I said they join you. Okay. So, Ortimay looks around at you all. Right, morning. Hey, what happened to the priest and the trigger happy one?
I think they came right down with something real bad.
Oh, not them as well. Good grief. Dear, I mean, I gave you what was left of me, ointment and everything. I did not expect us to have to deal with this kind of thing on the trip. I mean, we got a couple more days to go.
So this should be accursed as well.
Yeah, apparently. But buckets.
We are in good company. I find myself in good company then.
So who are you
Exactly.
exactly?
Loves company.
My name, I am a man of world renown, the scourge of the Moonshine Islands. I am Sir Barrington Bravewang, captain of the Blue Box.
Ew.
Surely my exploits have not been forgotten in the last 60 years.
I'm only 35, mate.
I'm 3. Bucket goes
then-
back to their work.
Double
I
that.
spent the last 60 years being accosted by squids in armored suits. They wanted to exterminate me. I proved better.
Oh, that is the deepest of cuts. I love it. Okay. Yeah, Ortimay just looks, raises an eyebrow a little, looks to Grig. They kind of share a look, and she looks to the rest of the group. Right, well, the rest of my crew look like they're on death's door already. Can I trust you all to keep the good sir company for the next day or so? Make sure he doesn't start drinking the water or anything?
Captain, it's the least we can do.
I appreciate you, my little friend. Thank you so much. The irony being she's the same size as you.
Aye, and there's greater irony being that it's a dwarf and it's a gnome and a kobold, which
know, right?
traditionally don't get along.
Right, well, I'm going to try and take over. We've only got a couple more days to go now. Hopefully the ship doesn't sink or anything else ridiculous happen over the next few hours. Why did I say that out loud? And she's just going to start making her way up on deck. And they're going to these two are basically going to relieve the overnight crew. And they're just going to carry on working. So, what are you guys doing for the rest of this particular day?
I'll probably say at this point, you notice that there's actually a lobster sat on Barrington's shoulder.
So, are you aware of the lobster currently
Lobster?
on your shoulder? Yeah.
Aye, that's no lobster. That'd be my faithful parrot, Polly.
Is Polly a polymorph parrot?
No, but she has those rather hard feathers of late.
Oh, well, I reckon they come in handy. Fighting all the armored squids and all that.
Oh yes, those dreadful buggers want my knee blood. Devils for knee blood.
Why specifically your knee?
Cause it's easy to get through with my neck. You see, we can't get there. You've got little protuberances up to your neck. You have to go for your ankles first and climb their way up. So the knees are much easier to get to.
Speaking as a kobold, I can confirm knees are pretty easy to get to. You'd be surprised how people often neglect them.
Exactly.
Bucket made some metal note to reinforce his shins.
Very wise. Okay. So, one other bit of bookkeeping before we get into the rest of the day. As you've been having this conversation, I'd say Char, Risk, you both notice a backpack that was left to the side. This was Malik's backpack. Propped up against it, you also, I would say, as well as the backpack, you would notice a musical instrument, a lyre, as well.
I don't feel right to be rifling through a dead man's things.
What? Go on, Aja.
Are there any good books in there?
Make an investigation check.
With our limited resources, it would be foolhardy not to make use of anything there.
12. Okay. So, as you're poking through the back, you do find a book. It's fairly well worn, leather bound. There's a bit of a lock on it, but it's, unlocked. It's, like one of those journals with like a padlock type thing on, like a clasp. but it doesn't seem to be restrained or anything. You can open it up easily enough. Inside, you also are going to find a bunch of ink, a pen, like a quill to write with, like 10 pieces of parchment, oddly enough, a bag of sand, and a small ornate knife with sort of a blue pearlescent handle. Do you look through the book itself?
Well, first, if no one else has a problem with it, I'd like to take the knife. I think that could be useful.
Okay. You
Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah. So just make a note somewhere. Essentially what you've picked up is a dagger, but we're gonna, flavour that. It's a small blue pearlescent handled knife. Very beautiful looking as well. It looks very expensive.
Cool. And then for the book itself, I guess, yeah, I think I'd be looking to see if there was anyone mentioned in it that it could be sent back to, like a family member or a friend or something that maybe want it.
Now that's a question to Malik's player. Was there any kind of dedication or anything at the start of this book?
Yes, there was a little something from his mother. There's also you'll also find in the back an address in Waterdeep.
So the question is, what is the language that this little devotion is inscribed in?
It is written in Infernal.
So yeah, Char, you were surprised. Yeah, you can actually read this very easily. What does it say, if you'd be so kind, Seth?
It just says, "To my darling son, be careful, even though you are of our blood. Even though you are of our blood, I do not begrudge you the sea. And I will always protect you."
My heart.
So, as you flip through the book briefly, or if you want to spend most of the day doing that, you're more than welcome to. You will see that it is filled with notes and queries about the nature of water, the almost it like talks of the elemental plane of water, about various water elementals, and then creatures of the sea, ancient terrors such as the aboleth, krakens, and the sort of deals and pacts that can be made with ocean-based entities.
Is that information you could impart to me in detail later?
Yes.
Because I'm thinking she probably would skip past anything that looked personal, like, it's not really for me. Maybe see if she could get any knowledge from it, and then she would intend to, when they reach shore, to mail it to the address.
Yeah, in essence, it looks like what you're poking through at the moment. This is basically a tome it's almost like an encyclopedia of all the
Like a grimoire.
Yeah, it's a grimoire of involving stuff to the sea. Give me a religion check, if you'd be so kind. I see what you're doing, Seth. I've already killed one character. A 16. I would say with a 16, there are a few things that pop out. There's a section all about different patrons, and deals that you can make with powerful entities. There's something involving... There are two things that pop out to you. One of them is a note on sea hags, witches that dwell in the water, and some of the stuff that they get up to. And there's also a note that's been highlighted about a deity known as Umbali, the sea bitch, a goddess of storms and tempests and raw elemental chaos of the water. those are the two names. There's a whole bunch of different ones as well. There's like some unpronounceable ones involving making bargains with aboleth, krakens, and the like. But those are the two that seem to be the most read through. You know, like when you open up an old, well-worn book, some of the sections that look like they've been poured over a couple of times sort of drop open. So that's basically what you get from that.
Okay.
Well, that's not me. That's not me.
I
Okay.
heard Furnace chuckling.
Let's just show this on the. I see. So yeah, I can't delete stuff on the tablet.
Delete, but I can't delete it on the tablet.
Okay.
It's really zoomed in, so I didn't see any of that.
Oh, it's. I've put it front and center on the stream. I'm like, The dungeon master will remember this. No, have no fear. But yeah. Oh yes. Oh yes, indeed. Anyway.
Go ahead and delete it.
I will. I want to leave it up now, but no. Yeah, I will delete it for you. So I'll make sure I don't delete your character by accident, because wouldn't that be sad?
So done.
We love Pocket.
I do.
Pocket has a rich and interesting story.
Oh, and I have such plans for him as well. Such plans.
It's not like he was thrown together in 20 minutes.
The best characters are, let's be honest. But anyway. So the day passes, and as you study and you converse with Sir Barrington, what kind of stories does Sir Barrington impart upon these young Sir Barrington Bravewang? I apologise.
Yep.
What stories does he impart on these young whippersnappers?
He tells tales of silver men, small squid-like men who can shapeshift. A giant plesiosaur that he had to defeat by throwing a sending stone into its mouth. A giant construct that suddenly grew gigantic, and he had to use a cart to shrink it back down to normal size.
I love how most people aren't going to have a clue what you're on about, but you... Looks like you might need a doctor.
And that's not counting little potato-headed fellows.
So yeah, for the rest of you, you don't need to make an insight check. This guy's fucking nuts. He's a little bit crazy. Well, anyway. Oh yeah, and so Bucket, eventually by the end of the day, Bucket manages to finish off the 3 portions of insect repellent. So who is taking? Is it going to be like 1 each?
Oh, he just gave them all to Risk to divvy up as he sees fit.
I apologize.
Yay, decisions. Well, there's like 4 of us, so that seems like a straightforward divvying process. And then again, we do have the sick ones below deck.
I would say I will be kind and say you don't need to waste it on characters who are unavailable.
Okay, good. Good.
Though if you did, I might be tempted to give you inspiration for being so kind and in character while detrimenting yourself mechanically.
You're baiting me.
Yes.
Then it is a masturbation.
Of course he is.
Why do you think I've got the glasses? Anyway.
Ah. You know what?
Somehow
Fine.
you always wear gloves.
Risk will give his dose to, I'll say King Rail.
Okay.
Well, it's... Risk kind of wants to go toe-to-toe with the bitch anyway, so...
Okay. Okay. So the question is, are you all planning to stay up again, or are you planning to try and get some sleep?
Question.
Yes.
The insect repellent works on an odor, right?
It does. It basically, it provides a very strong stench that, the bugs just don't like going near.
So I have an ability called magical tinkering.
Mm-hmm.
Imbue a tiny non-magical object with a magical property of your choice. Emits odor. I can do this up to 4 times
Huh.
simultaneously.
Okay. Give me an Arcana check. And to be fair, we did forget that you have a point of exhaustion, so all your rolls should have been with disadvantage.
Mm.
But
Arcana.
I'm going to be kind and say that you were able to actually make that stuff.
18.
With disadvantage?
Oh, right. Okay. 16.
You know what? Yeah, I would say 16's enough to where you basically... So describe to me what you're actually doing. What is it that you're producing here?
You... After spending all this time making this here, he's decided he knows how to make the... Just give me a sec, turn. He's recognizing the smell, so he's going to try and imbue that into 4 innocuous objects. So, I was going to say stones, but there's no stones in a ship. So just random pieces of things he finds around and gives them to the 4 people around him.
Random pieces of 8, so that there's a wooden eyeball. Yeah, if you're asking for the crew for bits and pieces, you're probably able to find like an odd coin, part of a hair tie, a random wooden eyeball, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can make references too. So
yeah, I'll give one to Risk and whoever else is around me. I assume the immediate party. And then allow basically whoever wants one can take one, and then they can divvy up the portions of the stuff I made between them.
And how long does this last for?
Until I stop it, I think. Let me just double check. You can affect a maximum of 4 objects at a time. There is no time limit. It basically only says that once I try to do it again, the oldest enchantment is erased.
I will say, for the sake of
basically,
argument,
this stays on until I try and change it.
Okay, I will say, to balance this out, this is going to be a concentration situation. Because it's a very particular
because it's maintaining
smell.
4 simultaneous active effects, I'll say that. Sure.
And it's a very specific odor that you're trying to give off for a natural effect, so yeah. But well done, well done.
Seeing as I'm bypassing one of your major obstacles, I'll accept that.
Yeah. And again, with already a point of exhaustion, so the moment you fall asleep, it goes. So.
That doesn't.
It doesn't? No, I was going to say, if you fall asleep, then your concentration goes, doesn't it?
Yeah, but the way the magical tinkering is it stays on the item.
I would say that this is the trade-off. Because it's a very specific... If it's a very specific thing... Oh, and it's perceivable up to 10 feet away, yeah. I would say that would be the trade. And it says indefinite.
Yeah, there we are.
You know what?
Last indefinitely.
You know what? Sure. No, I'm fine with this. No. That is reasonable. Okay. Okay then.
Sorry, Dennis. I'm breaking your shit again.
It's. Oh, honey, I've got plenty of things up my sleeve.
In the meantime, I need to double check on the foster kid, so I'll be back in a sec.
Not a problem. So, as... Oh, I don't think... Yeah, she's not muted herself. It'll be fine, But anyway, as we carry on. the night wears on, and
Dennis?
yes, sir.
Hard stop.
Hard stop. Yes.
There's been something I've been wanting Risk to do during this day, but I've never had an opportunity to specify what he's been doing.
Okay, my apologies. No, please go on.
Yeah, I was expecting to be asked, but it never came up.
I'm so sorry.
I may be only a level 1 Babby Ranger, so I don't have primeval awareness or anything fun like that. But I do have a favoured enemy, and my favoured enemy is beasts. Now, I know what we are facing is not a beast, but it takes the form of beasts, insects, which are classed as beasts. So
Okay.
I have advantage on tracking these things down.
Okay.
So Risk would like to spend his day basically trying to track down every creepy crawly on this goddamn ship and putting an end to it.
Okay, so you're actively going around and you are trying to squish and crush every single ant you come across.
Correct.
Okay. Oh dear. Let me just search for something real quick. Because I know what the... Let's see. I think I know what the response is going to be to that.
That's fine. I'm spoiling for a fight.
Okay. I'm trying to find the stats for basically a swarm of ants. And of course, roll 20 is like, you asked me to do something. No. I don't want to. Okay, ants. Oh, and it's automatically coming up with all the giants. Let's see.
Is there a swarm of bees?
You know what? I might type that in instead. If roll 20 doesn't shit the bed.
Ants and bees are basically part of the same family.
Yeah.
Dennis,
Hello?
if this goes... Well, depending on how this goes, I might want to try a thing. But I'm going to let Risk do his thing first.
Yeah, not a problem. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say early into, I would say midday. Char is currently, this is while Bucket is working on crafting their potions, and Char is doing their studying and everything, and Barrington is talking, basically making obscure Doctor Who references. Let's see. Come on, can I please get the bees? Show me the bees. Yeah, I'm not... You know, I'm going to have to open it in a new tab, unfortunately, because roll 20, of course, when you try to do something. Let's see.
I apologise for not letting myself be at the mercy of this bitch.
That's... No, that is absolutely fine and dandy. That's absolutely fine. I would say that you get about half an hour into the post, and again, as you are looking through the so explain to me how you're searching for these. How does Risk extend his senses out?
Well, it's not like primeval awareness. This is literally just what a lifetime of hunting, like, beasts great and small has given him.
Okay.
Now, I am not very, very good at this sort of thing. It's just what my character sheet allows me to do. But we're talking like getting down close and personal, looking in every nook and cranny, no stone unturned, sniffing out, hearing it out, anything and everything he can do.
Okay.
Like, I imagine you can hear the skittering.
Yeah.
If nothing else.
And it's... Now that you're attuned to it and that you're specifically trying to track them down, because you understand, as you say, beasts of all shapes and sizes, this is your prey. And it's disgusting. You lose count at least 150, 200. And then as you're focused on one particular, patch, give me a what do I want to call this? Give me a perception check with advantage because this is your favored enemy.
Yeah. 23.
Well, 23. I would say with a 23, you are actually going to step out of the way in time as your eye, or basically primeval lizard brain, kicks in and you look up, and over the past few minutes there seemed to have been a thinning out of the numbers. Not many of them have been showing up, and then you look up and you see a massive swarm writhing across the ceiling of the cabin where you are lurking under, below deck. It's like the entire ship itself has coalesced here, and just as it drops down on you, you're able to skip to the side. Now, I am going to try and make an attack on you. I would actually say that the attack misses because you were able to avoid it, but in this moment, we're going to consider this one-on-one combat. What do you want to do?
So this is like a big old swarm of ants, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is like Indiana Jones. This is not a swarm. This is it's almost a moving, roiling entity. Imagine an ooze. It is a formless shape filled to the brim with ants.
Alright. Fair. This makes it easy. Because now I don't have to think of some creative bullshit. I can just hit it with my swords. Alright, first things first. Okay. So I'm gonna go slicey with my short swords. Hope to God I hit. Presuming a 6 doesn't hit.
A 6 unfortunately is not going to hit.
Offhand attack! God damn it!
I would have you roll severity, but I'm not that much of a bastard.
Alright, well, that's all Risk can do until he hits it.
And now it's going to be the swarm's turn, so let's make that a d20, because I can't bring up the stats in Roll20, and also let us put the music to something a little more dramatic. Come on, there we go, push the button. I said push the button. Yes. Okay.
I'll push that button.
Yes. No, do push the button. So, I don't think that's going to hit. That's going to be I'm assuming 12 doesn't hit.
Nope.
Okay. The pile basically lunges up. It's like almost like tendrils of just ants leaping at you. They sort of like a bunch of them do land on you, but you're able to just brush them off and crush them, before they're able to really, get purchase on you. It is now your turn again. What are you going to do?
Would hollering count as a free action, or?
I think so.
Hey, you lot! I think I found our quarry! Would appreciate some assistance at your soonest opportunity!
I would say as soon as Barrington hears that, he is just bolting towards danger.
Okay.
Rapier out.
Okay. Again, Bucket is going to be AFK because Bucket is locked into a pre-programmed state.
That is fine.
But yeah.
I just didn't want to do a stupid and not call my allies. I am a kobold after all. Fighting alone is dumb.
So, does Char come down and assist?
Yeah, sure.
Okay then.
Yay.
I would say that we're going to go with Risk, then Barrington, then Char in terms of initiative. So, Risk has had his turn. Barrington.
Excuse me.
Yes.
You said that was a free action.
It was. I apologize. Yes, please. Continue.
No worries, Dennis. So, again, slicey at the sludgy swarm of ants. That's better! That's what I like to see! 20!
Yeah, that was a good chunk of damage and some change. 7 plus 6. Okay, so that's going to be... Okay.
Hey.
Yeah, you... Again, piercing damage doesn't exactly do much to a swarm normally. However, it's impossible to miss these guys, and as your blade rears back, there's a whole mess of just mashed and, you know, pulp on the blade. Next up is going to be Sir Barrington. What would you like to do?
Again.
Yes.
He's-
Yeah, no, I apologize. Yeah.
I was activating my favored foe feat.
Mm-hmm.
So at the moment Risk hits, there's like a flicker of primeval energies behind his eyes. That's just, you know, the starting of something greater that's to come in future levels. But
Okay.
yes, this foe that is for me is now
Yes.
marked for 1 minute or until I lose concentration. The first time on each of his turns, Risk's turns, so he hits the favored enemy and deals damage to it, including when you mark it, you can increase that damage by 1d4. So I'm gonna roll that now.
Please do.
4 damage!
Damn, son.
Not bad, my boy.
Yeah. Okay.
And now my turn is done.
Okay.
Sir Barrington.
Barrington's going to stride in to us. Ah, me lad. You didn't tell me this cruise liner had an all-you-can-eat shrimp buffet. Just try and jam his hands and grab a handful of yams.
That's good for your health!
Okay, so that's, I guess, as a reaction, the swarm is going to, again. So I'm assuming 12 doesn't hit.
It does not.
Okay, I would say just for flavor, basically, you have a whole mass of ants in your hand, and they seem to be trying to, you know, bite in. And I would say this: they are biting and so on. But how would you describe this? You don't take damage, but
I would say his thick, matted fur is too much for him to get through at this point.
okay. And now you have a handful of ants. What would you like to do?
He just jams them straight into his mouth and starts chewing.
Okay, make this a, let's call it an unarmed attack. And just roll me the damage.
Roll damage.
Yeah, just
Okay.
roll the damage for an unarmed attack.
Okay, so that'd be 1d4.
Mm-hmm. Damn, max numbers again. Okay. My boys, my bags, says a
He
voice
just
somewhere.
starts chewing, just goes, needs a little bit of curry sauce. Delish.
Okay, Char, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Good question. I don't know. I guess do a big steppy on some ants.
Okay, make that
I mean,
an...
are they
Mhm.
have they led us to anything, or are they just swarming us?
No. It's literally, basically, Risk was, he was basically trying to, he spent a good chunk of the day stepping on them and wiping them out. And this is the response. They've basically started swarming and they're trying to attack him specifically.
Okay.
Made him mad!
Oh, I was fuming with my taxes.
Taxes?
I was going to
Just
say...
a background conversation from Journey at
Yeah.
the court.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to attack with my taxes, please.
Oh, that would be lethal. Yeah. Worse than power word kill.
Well, I don't want to accidentally hurt Risk, so I guess I'll just try and, like, I don't know, stomp on some, or, like, try and reach out and squish.
Okay, yeah, just give me a basic strength check if you'd be so kind.
Okay. Or do you want me to do unarmed strike? What does that mean?
Well, unarmed strike is a strength check. And yeah, that's going to hit them. Give me, it's a D4, unless you have any extra modifiers.
No, I do not.
Okay, give me a D4. 3. Okay. Yeah, I would say this already, this larger swarm that was basically trying to basically envelop the tiny kobold is looking a little diminished.
Yes.
Top of the round is going to be, actually, it's the swarm's turn. He started all this. It's going to try and use its action to swarm over risk. It is basically moving at you, trying to envelop you, but it's going to find it a bit more difficult since it's lost half of its, shall we say, mass.
Yeah. And I'm a slippery boy.
Okay, that was... Oh, I was on the wrong screen anyway. No problem, Nicola. You be safe. We'll try and avoid stuff until you get back. No rush. Stay safe. Drive safe, my dear.
Yep.
But yeah, I would say, yeah, we've established that that's not going to hit. So again, they just smatter all over your outfit. And what is Risk wearing again? It's... How would you describe him?
Oh, well, oh boy. Thanks, Dennis.
Welcome.
He has a relatively straightforward garb. He's got, like, patchwork shorts, nicer, like, waistcoat, undershirt, long fingerless gloves, good old cloak and cowl, pretty much Ranger classic. I kind of imagine him as, like, someone who's trying to dress fancy, but has a very, very limited budget.
Well, I would say this, a good chunk of that, you know, a nice Ranger classic outfit is, shall we say, a lot more weathered, as you are getting smeared and almost smothered with the blood of your enemy. However, you're not taking any damage yet, you bugger. Top of the round, it is now your turn, Risk.
Aye, well, I'm gonna do what I've been doing and keep on slicing away at all these bloody ants, thinning them out.
Okay, thin out their numbers.
Okay, slice. 17.
That will hit. 7
Cool.
piercing. Okay.
And +4 from favored foe. Extra 3. All right, you blokes, we nearly got this. We got this thing on the ropes. Keep it up. Oh yeah,
Okay.
off attack.
Say that again.
So an 18, does that also hit? Wait, why am I asking? I should know.
So I'm gonna say this because literally this is. I'm gonna see if I can show this on the if I can show this on the screen. If you'll bear with me a moment.
I think I broke Dennis's session.
You probably can't see right there, but yeah, you go. Basically, there is but one ant remaining after a while, and for the most part, actually, they sort of like distribute and, you know, sort of spread around, and the swarm basically just decomposes as all the little ants, they scurry back down into the cracks and so on, trying to get away. But you do see like one ant just sort of like looking up almost directly at you, and it's just like little antennas going, not moving or doing anything else.
Is this how you want to do this?
Sure.
Simple, straightforward. The abuse kick downwards, or in this case, a stomp.
Okay. Gallagher splat spurt. Just goes everywhere.
Human kicks a kobold, kobold stamps the ant, and the ant bites you.
Yes.
You're laughing, God's great chain.
The ants will remember that. Well, the ones that aren't dead, of course. But yeah, you... I would say this, yeah. As you look around with your sense, you can still detect. It's the weirdest thing. You have this moment of just satisfaction of just seeing the mess that you've made, and it's a fucking mess. This was almost like an ooze in terms of all the sheer number of them that were just massed in one place. There was no way that the ship had this many before. They must have been hiding in every single crack and crevice, and you feel satisfied that aside from a few scurrying away that you can smell and detect and you hear skittering about with your primeval senses, you feel accomplished. You feel like you've really done something. However, as you focus and you just like bask in that moment of satisfaction, the skittering just around the edge of perception begins to grow and grow, and you see, not directly engaging you, but through every porthole and every orifice, you see more and more of the ants, lazily almost, in a strange waving line, move around the walls and the ceilings. And give me a perception check if you'd be so kind.
Sure.
In fact, I will reflavor that actually. Give me an insight check.
Yay! That's a 17.
17, much better. As you're looking at this bizarre behavior, it's almost like there's like a concentric spiral and a shape that seems to be forming, and it's almost like, and then you realize these are words that you were seeing spelled out on the wall of the hull of the ship. And the words say, "Nice try, dearie." Before the ants dissipate once more and crawl back into the cracks. And with your senses, while you can't see them for the most part, you know the number of ants on this ship has just doubled.
Well, that didn't quite work out as well as I'd hoped.
Aye. Did I out of trip too early?
So, was there anything else that anyone wished to do on the fourth day? On the bright side, you got some potions, and you probably have a little more insight. I would say with your insight check, Risk, you know two things. One, these beasts are 100%, if not sentient in their own right, they are an extension of some sort of magic and are not going to go away with the traditional methods.
No, definitely did not work out.
Secondly, and this is more connected to your previous discussion with Bucket and what they explained, you now know for certain that this thing could kill you all whenever it wants.
Yeah.
This is entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And that feeling of 1,000 chittering eyes watching you constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the best feeling.
No.
Ignorance, as they say, is bliss. But you made a genuine attempt. So.
Oh, bloody hell.
So.
I've just painted like the biggest target on my back.
So is there anything that you guys... yes, minions. Now, is there any final acts that you all wish to do as you... as some of you want to try and bed down for the night? Dare you sleep?
I'm starting to think that's just a character trait of your people putting targets on their backs.
Barrington is going to kind of lie on a hammock, but he's going to lie so that his back is on the floor, like he's fallen out of it, but his knees are raised.
Any particular reason?
I told you, my lad, I don't want to go around trying to steal my precious knee blood.
Sure. Why not?
I was expecting that.
Har would like to do something.
What would Char like to do?
Well, it just depends on if everyone else has done what they want to do. Yes.
I'm good, I got my thing out the way.
It's glorious.
I think everyone else is fine for now, so do tell. What would Char like to do?
Okay, so this thing that Bucket has given.
Yeah, the insect repellent?
Yeah, it's a 10-foot thingy.
Yeah, it's almost like it's basically just giving off this lot. Oh, and yeah, we didn't really get. I would say this because that would have made a difference to the insect repellent. I would say that we only had that after that little combat. Okay.
That is fair, yeah.
Time is a weird soup.
Okay, Fern.
I just think we should
Yeah,
kill them all. Anyway.
If you want to balance this, Dennis, what you could do is that instead of having like the 5-foot radius, it could be that they'll need to have it like on their skin. If you want to balance it.
I'm willing to say that on their person. So again, it's not so much it gives a 5-foot aura, like 5 foot around them in every direction. It's more, say, mechanically that square that they're on. Does that seem fine? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, it seems fine.
Okay, because it's a tiny ship. So, but anyway, Char, you have been given this. I would actually let you describe what the item is as well that has been imbued with this anti-insectile scent.
Of me or
Yeah, no, you. It's like, what would you like it to be?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't thought about it.
So just some random. It's just some random bit of bric-a-brac, but it's basically giving off that anti-insect smell. But yeah, what would you like to do with it?
So, is there like a quarters where they're keeping the very sick people?
Let me just bring up the map again for you so we can double check. So here we are.
I'm trying really
Yeah.
My the antibiotics are sort of like aggravating my tachycardia a little bit, so I'm trying to like.
Oh, not a problem. So you see us here at. Oh, sorry, Specky just drew really big there because I touched him. Yes, I apologize. But over here as well, this is, let me just see. Yeah, so this is the lower decks. You have the cargo hold where some of the crew are. Then you've got the middle bit, which was the original sleeping quarters, and then you've got the very back of the ship, which is where Ortimay and Griggs sleep. So that is basically it.
I see. So we don't have like our own rooms or anything.
This is again to remind you all from like the first session. This ship is tiny as fuck. It is a tiny sloop.
Okay. Well then, in that case, I'm gonna take the thing, and I'm gonna hide it somewhere that's away from me and pocket the repellent.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna sit in my hammock going through the book, and I'm just gonna, I guess, let myself fall asleep, see what happens.
Okay. Okay. And sleep you eventually do. What do you dream of normally?
That's kind of a personal question.
It is.
Well, we've discussed her backstory a little bit, so.
Mm-hmm.
Electric sheep. Yes. I guess she'd probably dream about her mom.
Okay.
And hopefully not dream about her shitty dad.
Fortunately, your dreams don't involve your father. But describe your mother for us, if you will.
The most I really had of her was that she's a tiefling like me. My dad is a human. My mom is a tiefling like me. She's very pretty. She has long, curly black hair and like a chartreuse-colored skin, which is where Char's name comes from. And she is very thin, probably not in a good way, and yeah, she's very sweet and kind. Probably too much for her.
Yeah. This is a dream you've had before, one of the good ones, where she's in this large, comfortable, if fairly modest sofa, and you're curled into her, and she's stroking your hair, humming softly as you doze. And you feel her thin hand as she strokes your hair. And I would say just a little way into this comfortable dream, you start to feel the tickling of ants as they crawl up your leg. Stroking continues, but you do, I would say, at some point, you're smart enough to know what's going on. I must admit, dearie, you got me intrigued. It's almost like you wanted a conversation or something. Continue stroking your hair. The tickling on your legs gets a little stronger. What do you do?
He just kind of lays there, and she goes, "Oh, Beastie. I was wondering when you'd show up."
Beastie, that's a cute one. I've been called far, far worse. You feel her slowly like playing with your hair, twirling it round a finger. Question still stands. Why is it that you, why didn't you take that little, miracle potion? A little protection against evil old me?
Figure that's an easy one. Want to make a deal?
Oh, I like deals. I love deals. What do you want to deal about? What do you want?
First, I'd like to know why you have it out for the captain so bad.
It's nothing personal. She just annoys me. She's just, oh. when I was waiting at the docks and I saw her doing all her, flitting and floating around like she owns the place. Just so bright, so cheerful, just, gag me with a spoon. She has to go. I'm sorry, but she just has to go.
Why? Do you own the boat or something?
Because I don't like her. And I usually get what I want. The fingers twine themselves in your hair deeper. Don't seem to be letting go anytime soon.
I would say at this point, Char just kind of like tries to wrench herself free, but she doesn't want to get away from her. She just like wants to sit next to her and just kind of like look her in the face.
Okay. As you attempt to move, you hear the beastie go and the hand basically clasps the back of your head, not grabbing the horns or anything, just holding you by the hair, and your head is slowly lifted until you are face to face with this creature, purple skin, bloated face, the eyes covered by gold coins. Give me a basic, either a history check or, no, we'll call this a history check.
Well, I have a question actually.
Yes.
Could I? Am I sitting up, or does she have me like in the air?
You were basically laying on top of her as she was stroking your hair, and she is basically lifting your head up so you're looking at her. So again, this is disturbingly intimately close.
Okay, well, I would like to, if I can, do one better, and I would actually like to flip through the book and see if, while she's sitting there, just kind of like nonchalantly, like I'm not bothered, just kind of flip through the book and see if like I run into anything that looks like her. Malik's book.
So to clarify, you want to manifest the book right now in this moment, or are we going back in time?
I keep forgetting it's not physical. Sorry. Okay,
Yeah,
we can do.
but you can try to just nonchalantly look through this book.
Okay, I'd like to do that if I can.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Yeah, it's your dream too. Yeah. 1 minute you're in the grip of this creature, and then it's like she's not there. You just sit upright, nonchalantly pull the book out from wherever it was, and just idly flip through. Creature out of the corner of your eye looks to the hand, looks up to you. A strong will. I expect that. Finding anything interesting, my dear?
We'll just kind of look her over and then just like keep looking through the book.
Give me an investigation check with advantage.
I'm trying to play it cool, but I'm sweating.
Yeah. A 12.
Welcome to D&D.
Yeah. A 12. There's nothing in regards to the purple skin. There's nothing in regards to ants. There are a few entities that like to make deals, and a few entities that like to lurk in people's dreams. And there's definitely a weird, creepy witch vibe, but there's nothing that overlaps with everything. So at the moment, you get the impression that from what you read in that book and what your memory is here in front of you now, is technically you are re-going through your memory in this moment. You get the impression that this is not an entity covered by this book. This is not an entity of the sea, specifically. So you said you wanted a deal, my dearie.
Yeah. So, since you don't seem to be up to the task of killing her yourself,
Where's the fun in that? Where's the fun in that? I could kill you all if I wanted, but then who would sail the boat? I'm an old woman. I can't be expected to deal with sails and all that. No, 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 no. Much more fun to have one of you finish her off.
Well, you've taken out half the crew. Doesn't really help you, does it?
I said half of the crew. They're only half dead. They can still do their job.
What are you gonna do when they're all dead?
Well, again, I'm not gonna kill everyone. I've not killed anyone yet. That wee little lad, he made his own mistakes. Can't blame me for that.
Oh, anyway. I'm getting a little annoyed. I just want to make it to shore. So how about this? I'll kill this captain for you.
Right.
But you have to get me to shore first.
So what you're saying is you're willing to kill an innocent woman for your own benefit. And in return, I'm gonna see to it that you get there no problem. Is that right?
I don't know her. Why should I care if she lives or dies? I just want to get to the other side. I've got things to do. You're in my way.
Practical. I like that. Very well then, it's a deal. Extends a hand forward.
Before she reaches out, she says, however, you also have to agree to leave my party alone and the rest of the sailors.
That sounds like a lot. What else will you give me in return for them?
What else do you want?
Suffering? Misery? You're a little too cold-blooded. It's much more fun when you get good people to do bad things. I don't think you're a very good person at all, are you?
Well, I would imagine it would be easier to kill. It would be sweeter to kill an enemy yourself rather than have someone else do it for you. Yet here we are having this conversation.
Too easy. I've got a long voyage. I need entertainment.
Yeah, but revenge is sweet.
You mean persuasion check with disadvantage.
Do it.
And again?
17.
No, with disadvantage, so you need to roll one more time.
Oh, fuck.
Also, thank you, Sirenscape, for only playing the music once.
Oh, God damn it.
6. Unfortunately, no. She just shakes her head with a big smile. Also, that's not the music I'm supposed to be playing. Stop that. Stop that. Thank you. No. This is how it works, so dearie. I whisper in the ears of the sweet and innocent, and I turn them into monsters. That's the fun of life. I could butcher a whole town if I wanted. But it's so much more fun to have them kill each other and just sit back and enjoy the sport.
Right, because you're an old woman. I forgot about that.
Indeed I am. Far older than you could understand.
Alright, fine. If I have to, I'll find someone else to help me finish the job. So, she puts her hands out.
Someone young or innocent. Convince an innocent person to end her life. Or something bad might happen to you. Extends the hand. There's a bit of drool down the side of the mouth, and the ants you see just swarming all over her.
Wait, what did she mean
What did she mean?
about bringing an innocent person into the world? What the fuck was that about?
Oh, no. She basically said, well, you said I'll try and find someone to help me kill Ortimay, and in response, she's...
No. She was saying she would have someone help her do the job she needed to do on land, not here.
Okay. Oh, yeah, no.
Like,
She's
if
talking
something-
about on land.
Okay,
And
well,
she's saying
yeah.
whoever you get to help you, make sure they're innocent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's
Well,
what
she
she
also
wants.
Well, she meant the mission, not killing Automate. Like, oh, if something bad happens to them, I guess I can't help it. I could always find another party to travel with. I'll just...
Unfortunately, you were not very clear on the terms of the deal.
Okay, fine.
And that's important when making these kinds of deals, isn't it, Dennis?
Yes, it is. So, do you shake her hand?
Yep, let's do it.
Okay. Grabs your hand in hers, pulls it forward, and there's basically just this moment of like this long lick of a tongue against the back of your hand. It is disgusting. And there's a moment where the teeth are bared, almost like she's gonna bite, and then she's just like, let's go. Deal. And you wake.
Deal.
So, day 4. Oh, pardon me, Barrington. So, we find ourselves on day 4, and anybody who did not stay up overnight, you get to recover that point of exhaustion.
I thought we were on day 5. Like...
Day 5. No, that was day 4.
Yeah.
We're now day 5. Thank you very much.
Day 5. I think I've lost track of time. Day 9. Oh, have I? Day 6. Yes, I have.
So, I would say, is there anything that the party wishes to do throughout this day in general, in regards to the various things that happen? I would say this as well. As you all wake, Risk, you especially, since you're very good at detecting them. How did Risk sleep, by the way?
Well, he got as many blankets as he could, and wrapped himself up in a cocoon of them, and basically pressed himself up against the wall.
I'm not going to be mean and have you roll a constitution check to see if you got some sleep, because that would be too mean. I would say this. I'm assuming as part of your morning ritual, you're trying to at least get a bearing on your ant problem.
Yes.
You give me a nature check, please, or a survival check.
Survival with advantage.
Yes, indeed.
16.
16. Takes you a minute. Another minute. About 3 or 4 minutes of looking around, getting confused. You don't detect a single ant on this ship.
Well, that's mighty peculiar, isn't it?
The crew, for the most part, still seem a little worse for wear. They still have the shivering sickness and everything, but the ant problem at least seems to have gone.
Okay. Rich doesn't exactly feel at ease, though. I mean, he fought the ants.
It looks
The
like
ant
buckets.
population doubled, and then it bloody vanished.
It looks
That
like
doesn't seem
buckets.
right.
It looks like buckets. Stones worked great.
Sure, let's go with that.
Good job, Bucket.
Well, reckons your little stone trick worked out better than we expected, Bucket. We've gone from twice as many ants to none.
That's
Don't
good to
know if
hear.
that. Yeah, I'm not gonna rest on our laurels too soon. There's still strange shit afoot.
Exactly, my boy, exactly. I look at you all bundled up like an adorable little snack. You know the dangers of the knee, getting to your knee blood as well as I do.
I love
I
this
believe this
character.
fellow is, as some of you people say, a few sheets high of the sail.
You could, I would say this is an alternative line for a Bucket. Is this a human condition known as madness?
Nah,
Mm.
possible.
Madness in our house? No.
In the middle of the street. Anyway, come on. Back to the TPK in mind. So,
Leave my sweet boy alone.
is there anything particular that you're discussing as you go through the day? Are there any particular things that you all wish to do?
Char's just kind of chilling in her hammock, reading the book.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Give me another investigation check with a book. See if you pick up any other little traits.
Don't give a second. I got so nervous, I absconded from D&D Beyond.
It's all good.
Lucy, I love you,
Oh.
but I need you to get your butt off the mouse.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, mother. Don't you know, as cats love playing with mice?
Okay. Yeah, you're flipping through. A lot of it's a bit esoteric. It's a little bit hard to follow some of the details. You're not too sure what, if anything, half of this stuff means. There is something about summoning a patron, trying to petition a patron so you could get power from them, but a lot of it's not just infernal. There's a bunch of different languages. You're not too sure about the minutiae of some of them, so it's going to take you a good chunk of time to get any, shall we say, mechanical benefit out of this book. But I would say, hey, anything's possible.
nothing about old ladies with coins on their eyes.
Nothing about old ladies with coins on their eyes, unfortunately. But I would say it's getting close to midday when you start to see on the horizon birds. Large birds. Now, you've seen a couple of seagulls and everything as you've been travelling around, but these ones seem much, much larger. And after a moment, you hear one of the remaining crewmen go, no, don't worry about it. It's just some terrors. They're fine. Just they don't normally bother us. We're too much trouble for them. Give me a perception check for those curious to see what he is talking about.
23.
Risk. Okay. You basically do a whole. If I may flavor this, you
Go
do
for
a
it.
whole Celine Dion Titanic on the very edge of the ship, looking forward to try and figure out what is he talking about, and then you see them. In the distance, there's this whole bunch of large flapping shapes. They're almost, you can see the shape of them is very angular, flapping wings. While the size of the body seems a bit small, there's about a 15-foot wingspan, you would gather, of these creatures. And you see them diving into the water and popping up, trying to catch fish or something. There's a bunch of them, but After a moment, they do seem to be heading in your direction.
Of course.
You hear the crewman say, "Ah, bollocks. Everyone on deck?"
Oh, look at them, they're mostly wingspan. Judging by that, they're not meant to come this way?
No, not really. Oh, shit.
Alright. Risk has already drawn his longbow and has readied an arrow.
Okay.
Just preparing for the worst.
So, dear children, let's just zoom things out a little bit so we can, let's see, whoops. So the lovely people on stream can see as a flock of several of these bird-like creatures start to flock around the ship. And I would say, let me get you all into this little thing that I like to call initiative.
Barrington does not appear to be on the boat.
Oh, no, this was an old map. I apologize. Give me a second.
He's just
We already
singing
threw him back
songs.
overboard.
Yeah.
Oh, haul your anchor, red blood Rick, your ship's as long as a mighty lick. Ladies, love your hair so thick, and in your pocket is your 12-inch telescope.
What the fuck? Seth, whatever you're on, I would love some when this is over. Unfortunately, I have to deal with this TPK in progress. So, let us get you over there. Come on.
Is it sea shanty? But nobody would actually ever know the words because
Why?
he made
There he is.
his own head.
Wow,
Okay.
bucket. Wow.
Okay.
Perhaps it is wise for the little ones to stay where they can't be swooped.
Add a turn to all of you.
It said mine wasn't, so no valid token select.
What you need to do.
Sorry.
It's okay. What you need to do is you need to click on your token, then roll. But it's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to manually add you. So, yeah, Char had an 8. So I'm just going to type that in there. And let's see, Bucket had a 2 because that's beautiful. Yes. And yeah, no, everyone else, if you could kindly roll your initiative.
I did.
Okay.
Got a beastly 20. Woo!
Okay. I'm actually gonna roll.
21.
Let me get the character sheets ready for the pterodons. Boop. That is good. Okay, that's fine. So I'm just gonna say that they have that, which is a 3.
Still faster than bucket.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so, and lastly we need the sailors. Oh, there we go. There's the thing I need. So just boop. If roll 20 would kindly work with me. There we go. That was a nat 20 on initiative. Good for them. Good for them.
So they go ahead of Barrington.
Yes. Okay, is everybody in who needs to be in?
I believe so.
Okay then, in that case, let's get the murder music playing.
I will say, Dennis, there seems to be a
Yes.
lot of duplicates on here.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mass selected the whole thing, but I'm only going to use the initiative from one of the characters, so
Gotcha.
yeah. Again, it's like in the moment, it's a case of, okay, click this, or just like click everything at once. Hey, Sirenscape, you know, I'm actually trying to click you, you know? Would you kindly? There we go, thank you. Thank you so much.
Are you trying to like Bioshock it into obedience there?
Yes.
Would you kindly?
Circus to values!
That thing.
Okay, first of all, the sailors are going to, basically they're going to panic. They're going to try and hunker down as best they can. I would say all of them are basically, they're going prone. And I would say two of them, I would say they've got their crossbows out ready. The few of them that actually have weapons. The rest of them have their cutlasses at the ready in case anything comes close. So that's going to be their turn. Next up is going to be Sir Barrington Bravewang. What would you like to do, Barry?
He just goes, "Come on, lads! These devil birds have nothing upon brave men of the sea." He could take out his hand crossbow, aim it at blue, and fire.
Okay, roll me some... okay, an 18 is actually going to hit. That's 10 points of damage to blue. Okay, so that's going to be... I was prepared this time. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Oh, 10. No, wasn't it? 10.
Yeah.
Okay, boom. Yeah, you take a shot at this creature that just like squawks in frustration. Alright. Anything else?
Yeah, he's going to reload his handbow and be prepared to fire again.
Nicely done. Next up is going to be Risk the Red. What would you like to
Aye.
do, Risk?
Nice straightforward turn. I see orange here. I have a shot ready, so I'm gonna shoot it with my longbow. Pew!
Okay.
Oh, for God's sakes. Guessing that's a miss.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is going to miss.
Okay. Well, that's all I can do for now.
Next up, we have Char. What would you like to do?
Don't have any ranged stuff.
I will allow you to ready an action in case anything comes in range.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. I think I'll wait until one gets. Do I have to like claim one of the creatures, or can it be like any?
It can be anything that if you say you're going to do X when something gets in range, then that counts. You just have to explain what you're doing.
Okay. Well, then when one of them gets within range, I will throw a dagger at it and try it.
Okay, good to know. Next up is going to be the Pterodon's turn, and I'm just going to go with flock rules. This is going to be the entire group. Let's see now. Let me just bring this up real quickly. They are going to be 60 feet of movement. I would say, who looks the tastiest? A little out of range there. You're the smallest, actually. So this Pterodon is going to try and head over here. But in the meantime, it's going to try and actually, yeah, it's going to try and pick you up, Aja. So it's going to fly over here. And it is going to... Let's have at it. Thank you for your patience. It's going to give you a bite attack. It does... it does a 12 hit you?
Nope.
Okay. It unfortunately misses, so it's going to buzz by to this point. I would say that I'm going to allow you to make an attack. However, everybody else, if they're trying to take off attacks of reaction and everything, attacks of opportunity, none of those are going to land, as this is a very fast and nippy person and attacks of opportunity do not work on this creature. But yeah, roll your dagger attack if you'd be so kind. 18 will hit, and that was what's the damage for that? 6. Oh, yeah. Technically, sneak attack is not going to be a thing because you didn't declare you were hiding.
Oh no, I just hit the button on D&D Beyond first thing, and it brought that up automatically.
Gotcha, no problem. But for future use, if you take a bonus action to hide and everything, you know.
Okay, so I just have to say that that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah, so like that's going to be 6 to purple. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5. That's 6. Okay. Next up is going to be pink. It's going to be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. I would say it's going to go for Griggs. It's going to make a bite attack against him. That is going to be a... That is going to not hit. But it is basically... It's flapping up here. It's technically in melee with these people. Next up is going to be red. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. And... it is going to try and attack pink. Oh dear. So that was 30, 35, 40, 45. I would say pink is lifted up by this creature as he is being carried screaming off the boat. Next up is going to be blue. Blue is going to vacate the premises. It did not like being hurt, and it is out of the fight. Then green, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. High risk.
Hi.
Does a... I'm assuming a 7 isn't going to hit you.
Nope.
Fair enough. 7, 6, 7, 8. I would say it's going to get to about here as it drives by. And last but not least, orange. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Same again. Does a 17 hit you?
That does,
Make
Dennis.
first of all, take 6 points of piercing damage.
Fuck me. Half a health.
Oh yes. And please give me a strength saving throw.
Oh no. That's a 14 though.
A 14. Okay. Okay. I just want to make sure I've got this right. Yeah, you manage to... Basically, it takes a bite and you feel it try and dig its claws into you as it zips past. But fortunately, it gets over here without you in its claws. It's around about this point as well, because you are sort of peering over the edge of the water, that you hear a little bit of a frothing, and you start to realise that it wasn't so much a fish that these guys were messing with earlier, but a Plesiosaurus.
Bloody hells!
Basically, this long neck like sort of snaps up underneath you. You're too high up for it to reach at the moment. Bucket! Your turn. What would you like to do?
Little ones to the center of the boat, larger ones protect. And then he's going to cast Firebolt
at the red one and try and get Pinky off.
Okay.
Actually, is Pinky within reach if he goes over here?
You can, yeah, I would say that as a reaction, you can try and catch him, because at the moment, pink and red, they're kind of just on the edge.
Okay.
Pink could fall into the water.
Let's try and firebolt the birdie to make him drop him, and then get ready to catch.
Yeah, give me an attack. Okay, 22 will absolutely hit. It will absolutely hit. So purple had 1 point of damage. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to make this a Constitution saving throw. If it makes you feel any better, though, it rolled a 7 on its Constitution, so it is with an annoyed... Oh, wait, did you say purple?
No,
red.
red.
Okay, okay, there we go, I was going to say. So, red is actually with an annoyed squawk going to drop pink. Give me, as your reaction, what would you like to call this? Is this going to be a strength check? Is this going to be an athletics?
They're both the same modifier, so let's just roll strength.
Yeah. 18. That's not bad. I will allow this. So you currently have your mechanical hand filled with the back of Pink's shirt as he's dangling over the water. Ah! Only had 2 days to retirement. Is that your
And you were
turn?
tired in the middle of the voyage. Pull him back on board, and again is going to repeat that the smaller creatures should go into the center.
Very wise. Okay, let me just try and clear some of this turn order here. Okay, so next up, that is going to be Risk. Alright, so you said you're using the rest of your movement to get over here, was that right, with Pink?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fine. So, Risk, it is now your turn. What would you like? Oh,
These are all the duplicates.
oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I was going to say there, it's like, what's with the 0?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Specky doesn't get a turn. He only watches and waits
And
until the
judges.
time is right for his return.
Becky judges you silently. That's his turn. That's his action.
Okay.
Well, it's action.
Oh,
We
next
cannot-
up.
We cannot assume the gender of Specky.
Oh, I've got an idea of what their gender is. But anyway, next up is going to be the these fellas. I would say Pink is actually going to take a swipe at... oh, for crying out loud. Awesome.
Are they going to scream bandit avatar?
Yeah, it looks like the macro is bust there. That's wonderful. So...
He thinks he's in an anime and is shouting his attack.
You know what? Just for that, yes, that particular one, sure. But I would say let's go through the numbers here. Please play nice. We're gonna get a couple of shots of a hand crossbow. 1, 2, 3. Let's call it that. And so I would say we have... Wow, guys. They are panicking, mainly because of the... Oh, yeah, because they all have disadvantage, so... Yeah. You basically see the crew are just panicking, firing shots left and right at all of these different creatures. However, I would say Pink is actually the one who manages to nail Red with a slash from his scimitar. That is going to be this many points of damage. 5, 6, 7. And Red squawks in frustration. That is going to be their turn. Next up is Sir Barrington. What would you like to do?
Sir Barrington is going to look to Risk, and the child goes, "Come on, young ones, under the mast, and protect your spleens. We love to suckle your pancreases too." And he is going to fire a bolt at the green pterodactyl.
At green. Okay.
And he will yell, "You'll suck on our spleens this day."
23 will hit, so that's going to be 7 piercing to green. Okay. 5, 6, 7. Okay.
And he is going to look for a rope that's attached to the rigging they can untie and use to swing around with.
I love it. Give me, just give me a basic investigation check in the moment.
Okay.
Nope.
Curses!
Mm.
It's what I call my famous swing ball maneuver.
Next up, Risk. Yeah, there's a very big, angry-looking dinosaur down below, and a bunch of flying bad boys up above. You're feeling a little exposed. What would you like to do?
It's a smidge exposed.
Yeah.
You know, in a very, well, a position where I could easily be knocked off into the depths below or plucked into the air. So I have a question.
Yes, sir.
If I were to make a nature intelligence check to figure out if perhaps like getting rid of the big angry dinosaur would get rid of all the birdie saws, would that be an action?
I'll allow you to use your bonus action for that.
I'll accept that.
Mm.
Okay, because these are all beasts.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Favorite enemy is an effect, so
Yeah.
I get advantage on this.
Yeah,
so...
yeah, yeah.
Whoop. Oh, 21's across the board anyway.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. You look at this scenario in your head and you're trying to put the pieces together. The sailors seem surprised that this is happening. And they're trying to figure out what's going on. As you're looking around at these creatures as they're zipping and diving, they look starved, emaciated. This flock is hungry. And they are willing to harass anything, including the rather large and angry-looking Plesiosaurus
Gotcha.
that you saw earlier. They are trying to get any kind of food that they can get their hands on. And I would say with a 21, the Plesiosaurus is not a pushover creature. This is a badass monster. So trying to quote unquote get rid of that is not going to go well, you reckon?
Okay, thank you, Dennis. Thank you for obliging me.
Yeah, 21. What can I say?
Thank you.
I'm kind.
Yes, he has his moments, audience.
To make it much more horrible when he eventually does crush us.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
All right. So using 25 feet of a movement, gonna get right over here. Whoop! Not literally on the mast. I'm just huddled up around it. Right. Well, I reckon. Right. These are all like. Sorry, the player is stumbling. Give me a moment. Right. Well, these dino birds are all hungry, right? They figured they'd take a fight with, pick a fight with the big guy. If we get rid of them, the big guy ought to leave us alone, I reckon. Don't entangle them. And with that, I would like to use my action to... Purple is looking awfully close to that crewmate there, so I'm going to take a shot at that.
Okay, take a shot at purple. A 7.
Damn it.
Yeah, a 7 will not hit, unfortunately.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's my turn then.
Not a terrible turn. Char, it is your turn. And yes, I saw the private messages, and you are good. We'll get to that later.
I'd like to, I guess, try to swing at the red one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
It's not like on the deck, it's sort of flapping above, but you can easily like sort of reach it.
okay.
18's gonna hit. Roll me some damage.
I don't know why it does sneak attack.
So just 6 piercing to red. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Red is looking very, very badly hurt. In fact, I would say this, it's looking like it's on death's door.
You hear the dogs.
I know I can hear them too. I don't think people can hear it on the microphone, but yeah.
No, I can hear it.
I can't, so.
Their owners are home, so they're excited.
Yeah, bless them.
Aw.
But anyway. Yeah, this red looks real rough, and it's looking like trying to scrabble back. Anything else you want to do with your action or your turn? Any bonus actions? No. Oh, Megan. Oh, she's muted. Bear with me.
Sorry.
Oh, are you okay
What?
there? Hey, it's okay. You okay there?
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, but yeah, is there anything else with your turn?
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Not a problem, honey. Okay.
It's for some-
It's all good. So, next up is going to be the Pterodon's turn. I will say this, first of all, Red is absolutely going to start booking it. You and Pink both get an attack of opportunity on it as it's trying to leave.
Oh, okay.
So,
Can
what
I
would you like
make
to do?
Can I make another swing at it?
Absolutely. This does use your reaction. That will absolutely hit, and it had 1 hit point left, so how do you want to do this?
I want to slice its head off, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. Basically, I would say this for flavor. You basically, because you're a little bit short, you basically all but jump on top of Pink, you know, to get enough height on this thing. You sort of like jump up and like chop down onto the creature as it's flapping away, and it's just the head just as, you know, the bird just flashes into the water. I would say purple is going to at least attempt to pick up. Oh dear, yeah, that's a 21. So it is basically going to start picking up green, the sailor, and going to start making its way. I would say it's going to start flapping up in this direction.
Oh no!
Orange is going to go for Sir Barrington, and it is going to give you a bite. Does a 22 hit?
Yes, it does.
Take 6 points of piercing damage and give me a strength saving throw.
Oh, so that's regular strength.
Very... Let me just double check. Yeah. Fortunately, you just managed to touch the DC, so you are not pulled away, as Orange squawks in frustration as it crosses over. Green, on the other hand...
Would I be able to get attack of opportunities? It's going past me.
You would not. Now, the reason that Char got an attack of opportunity and you don't is the bird. Basically, these pterodons have an ability called flyby. When it's making a dive bomb run, it can grab someone without an attack of opportunity.
Right.
But because it was.
It would have had to have flown around the mast.
Oh, yeah, because you're zipping around. Yeah, no, that's. This is true, but again, that's all part of the dive bombing.
Fair enough.
So, green. Green's going to try and take a grab at the purple sailor. 11 is not go. Actually, let me just double check their AC. Oh, meets it, beats it. Oh dear. And so purple is going this way. And I think pink is going to try and take a few stabs at Ortimay. Trying to take away the captain.
Oh god, no.
An 8, unfortunately, does not do anything. So it is basically zipping over, and I'd say it's currently flapping above you all, about 5 feet above over here. Bucket, it is your turn.
Hey. Well, this is now a conundrum over here. Bucket's going to flip a coin.
Yeah, oh no!
For
My favourite
one.
NPCs, Groon and Purple.
Propal.
Papal, yeah. They have such lore and backstory devoted to them.
I'm gonna go for purple.
Okay.
Purple bad guy.
13 is... Meets it, beats it. Damage. 3 fire damage to purple. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Purple's looking a little bit rough, and it needs to make a strength saving throw. Let me just get the right symbol on there. Strength saving throw from you is going to... green is falling into the water. So...
Would Bucket be able to throw a rope as a bonus action?
I would say... Sure. Sure.
Okay.
But
Bucket's
yeah.
gonna yeet a rope.
Okay. Now technically I didn't do any move for the Plesiosaurus, so I'm going to say the Plesiosaurus comes after the sailors. Actually no, the Plesiosaurus will come after your turn. Does that seem fair?
Sure.
Okay.
You
Anything
can have him
else?
as a round hazard.
So
You're not
There's-
supposed to name it. Once you name it, you get attached to it.
for the moment, it's going to use its movement to head over here and start snacking on the floating remains of red. And that's going to be its turn. Next up, the sailors. Sailor's going to make a strength check. That is going to be that. And I would say she's starting to pull her way up. She's still in the water, but she's getting very close. This one is going to try and make a strength check to see if she can get away from her... Yeah, okay. Yeah, this particular, the purple pirate, she actually breaks free and she splashes in the water as well. So you've got 2 friends in the water. Everybody else is just basically rushing to sort of help out as best they can. Next up, where's the turn order gone? There we go.
It's vanished.
Yeah, there we go. It's fine. Next up, Sir Barrington.
Okay, orange pterodactyl lad is still in the air, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Let me just move the Plesiosaurus this way. Yep.
Okay. Barrington turns around, makes his way to here, all the while screaming, "You barbarian! You ridge dweller! You thunderous buffoon! I'll have my vengeance!" And fires another crossbow bolt.
Okay. That is going to be... that's going to hit. That's going to be 5 damage to orange. First time orange has taken any damage this combat, actually. Anything else?
I would say for flavour, could he hit the wing?
Sure. These, again, the bodies are about 5 foot, but the wingspan is 15 feet. So these are some big flappies. So hitting the wing's not going to be too difficult, but there's plenty of fabric, if that makes sense. It's not going down yet.
He's just going to reload his crossbow again.
Okay.
Still swearing.
Okay, risk the red. What would you like to do?
Right, I'd like an update on the situation. So green here is being saved.
Yes.
I'm presuming purple is still being, like, taken away.
Purple actually broke free and she's splashing around in the water.
Okay.
And with a green pterodon sort of like squawking in annoyance above her.
Right. And pink here is dangerously close to grabbing a meal.
Yes.
Oh, great. Now I have to choose. Do I help someone else who's already in peril, or stop someone else from being in danger?
Decisions.
Yes, decisions. Oh, I'm gonna be pragmatic. Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna shoot pink.
Okay.
18.
That hits. 7 damage to pink. That's going to be 5, 6, 7. Okay.
I will burn a use of favored foe though to mark it as my enemy.
Ooh, okay. Let me
To deal extra d4 damage. Damn it.
Sure. I'm going to say for the moment, let's call that the marked.
Works for me.
An extra 1 point. Extra 1 is better than 0. So
That's true.
that's pink. So okay.
You know what, Dennis?
Yes, sir.
I still have a bonus action left. Would you indulge me for a moment? So
Why
Risk
not?
is gonna, like, now that he's shot the damn thing, he's basically hopping up and down and waving his arms about. Hey, wouldn't you like a more, like, bite-sized meal? I'm easier to take away.
Okay.
made
Give
a
me a
right decision,
persuasion.
but-
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay. Persuasion. 17.
It sort of looks towards you as it's flapping around. Okay. Char, it is your turn. What would you like to do? Oh, finally the sound effects start playing.
I guess I'll dagger orange.
Orange? Okay. Roll me a ranged attack with your dagger.
Now,
13 just hits. I apologize. Yes, no, it does. 13 is their AC. Give me the damage. Incidentally, I hope you're making note of the daggers you're throwing, because if you're throwing them overboard, you're not retrieving them.
yeah, no, I know. The other one, yeah, probably the other one didn't. So I think the only one I'll have left after this is the one I got from Alex.
Yeah, with a blue pearlescent handle. Okay. Well, yeah, give me some damage. Okay, 5. That is nice. 5 to... Okay, yeah. Orange is looking pretty rough at the moment, and it's sort of like flapping around in frustration and squawks at you.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to do? Okay. Next up is the Pterodon's turn. Purple, looking frustrated, is going to start flapping away. Hungry. Orange, looking hurt and frustrated, is going to start flapping away. Let's see, who else is there? So purple and orange are out. So that's 1, 2. Yeah, I would say at this point, the only remaining ones are going to be green and pink. And, oh, red was taken out a while ago, wasn't it? Oh, yeah. There we go. So, yeah. I would say green is just it's basically looking between, you know, the one sailor who's flopping in the water and the rest of its flock. Let me just roll a d10. Yep, no, it's going to squawk in frustration and leave. Pink, however, that was a very high persuasion that you gave it, Risk, and it is going to try and go for you.
Yeah.
Does a 15 hit?
It does.
How many hit points do you have?
6.
It hits you for 6 points of damage as it picks up Risk in its beak and it starts flapping away. I would say it gets this far here. Let's call it just to the very edge of the boat. Okay. Your turn. What would you like to do, Bucket?
Yeah.
You have a choice to continue pulling the rope to help green up, or help do something to the pink one, so Risk doesn't go bye-bye.
Oh, damn it. Bucket is gonna set the rope on the ground and basically put all his weight on it with his foot, so he's like holding it down with his foot.
I'll allow that.
He's going to firebolt this one that is trying to take off with his little 1 damage. What the fuck?
I will say that actually is I've been allowing it. So I'm having them make a Constitution saving throw every single time that they get hit, even for 1 point of damage. Unfortunately, this one just rolled a nat 20 on its saving throw, so it is got a, shall we say, a death grip onto Risk, and that unfortunately did not loosen its grip. Is there anything else you can do with your actions or bonus actions?
Actions. I have 2 weapon fighting, that doesn't help. Let's see. Actions. Bonus actions. Oh, there's nothing I can do. Unless I want to pick up someone small next to me and yeet them.
You can try. I'd allow that. I don't know if they would.
Oh, I...
Hey Deville, I'm just popping in for a moment.
Hi!
Check your Discord messages.
Oh, okay, hon. We're just in the middle of the game still, but I will check them out.
I know that's why I'm listening in. That's why I'm telling you to check your Discord messages.
Okay, will do. But yeah, is there anything else?
Gonna go on to the annoyance and use his bonus action to haul this little one up onto the boat and chuck the rope again towards Poopal.
Okay, I would say yes. And D, if you're able to log in, I will absolutely allow you to join us.
Sadly, I cannot. But I was going to ask if you could take care of it.
Okay. I would say. Okay, yeah. I would say on the sailor's turn, you also hear coming from the basically the bottom of the ship, Undro staggers out, still looking worse for wear. So, Undro, you see you've been out for a day or so because of the disease. You look around and you see all this madness, like all the flapping pterodons and everything, and you see Risk being pulled away. Looking at your spell list, I would say a guiding bolt is probably going to be the best long-range attack.
I was going to suggest that, or perhaps getting my little buddies that I summoned before to tear that bird to pieces.
Unfortunately, I do believe your spirit guardians would be out of range.
Yeah,
It
we
is
went
out of
over this
range.
last time. You can't really direct them. They radiate
Okay.
from you.
It's an
Yeah.
AoE.
Then
So,
just a guiding bolt, please.
absolutely.
I'm praying to my God, as seasick as I am, please let me make this true.
Okay, so we actually have a choice. So Sacred Flame, which is 1d8 damage, or Guiding Bolt. Oh, which is actually 4d. That's a spell slot. So, yeah, Guiding Bolt's going to do way more damage. Let's go with that.
Send it on its way, with the best wishes from Torn.
Okay. Come on. Why are you...
And just for flavor,
Yeah.
Davila, we can pretend that I'm puking the whole time.
Yeah, I'm absolutely fine with that. Okay, so it actually has to be that. So it's a d20 plus... Okay. And how much damage was that? That was 46. Okay. Okay. And that was... So, Unjul, as you step up, literally as your one eye, you're basically literally bent over, puking as you do this, one hand forward. How do you destroy this creature?
I am like one hand on knee, the other hand holding up a bowl. I'm not looking. I'm just closing my eyes and saying, "God, guide my aim, Torn. If you've ever guided it before, don't let the little one be bird food." And then fires a beam and doesn't even look. Waits to hear the splash and hope to hell that it doesn't sound like a kobold-sized splash. Or that it does.
Torn, here's your prayer, and the rest of you see the pterodon just erupt in this radiant flame as it is all but burned away. Risk drops out of its hands and skids. Basically, he drops down and he skids up against the side of the boat, unconscious for the moment.
Do something sacred when you get to land.
Okay. That was clutch. I would say at this point, the combat is over. So, Risk, would you please give me a death saving throw?
2!
That is one fail. We are currently, technically, out of initiative. So, my friends, does anybody want to try and do something? Quickly.
Do I have any healing left?
You absolutely do.
Then I would stagger forward, projectile vomiting, telling everyone, "Stand back, doctor coming through."
Mm-hmm.
Holy woman coming through. And then trying to cast some heal on Risk before collapsing and just puking everywhere.
I will absolutely allow this. Yeah. Yeah, it takes
That's all
a
I got,
moment.
everybody. It's up to the rest of you.
I love it. So yeah, Risk, you basically come to you, basically smelling a little bit of vomit, but other than that, you see Undrill sort of curled up in the corner, still shivering from the sickness and everything. But the rest of you, you're alive. You survived. And as the ship continues to sail on, you do see the Plesiosaurus snacking on the various fallen pterodons. And yeah, you did manage to pull the, what was the name we went with, Purple?
Propel.
Papal. You were able to pull Groon and Papal up onto the
As
deck.
they go past, Barrington's going to lean over to the side and the Plesiosaurus goes, "Enjoy your snack, my old friend."
And can we both develop, since I have to quickly log out again?
Yeah.
I do want to say that, come on, when Coob's characters and mine interact, someone's going to throw up.
Next game you're in of mine, you get a point of inspiration. Someone take a note.
Take care, everyone, and my character will be hanging over the side of the ship, barf, for the rest of the adventure.
Okay. Stay safe on. Okay, so the DM urgently needs the bathroom, but we're going to wrap things up shortly. But there is one more thing that we need to do beforehand. So in the meantime, I'm going to very briefly take a little break. So I will be right back. We're literally just going to be 10, no more than 2 minutes. So talk amongst yourselves, still on the stream, unless you want me to mute the stream audio. Okay, so you all feel free to chat amongst yourselves. I shall be right back.
Yeah, Barrington is just basically yelling at, basically chatting to the plesiosaur.
I'm just gonna go over and check on Little Risk.
Oh, hello, Bucket. I think so.
I'm sorry I was not able to protect you.
Don't sweat it. It all worked out in the end. I reckon I'm gonna have a bump on my head though. And he looks down at his ruined clothes, bloody, torn, frayed. I reckon I'm gonna have to check in with a cloth here though, at some point.
Ah, my little kobold friend. My dear friend Jam Jam, thank you for your assistance.
Who might Jam Jam be, my fine sir?
Why, our long-necked friend in this ocean, of course.
Alright, he was mighty irate.
But wouldn't you be if someone tried to snack on your pancreas?
I mean, considering I think that might have just happened to me. Yeah.
Exactly. You know exactly what he was going through.
Well, I'm bloody pissed now.
While these two are talking, Bucket has just been has just squatted down and is slowly casting mending on Risk's clothing.
Aww. Oh, it's mighty big of you, Bucket. Oh, shucks. You're alright. You know that?
I try to be.
Aww. Well, you don't have to try, because you are. Affectionate patting. Pat, pat, pat.
There's no facial expressions, but you hear a content little groan, perhaps, from him.
Content robot noises.
Okay, so as the fourth day comes to a close,
Fifth.
is there anything that you guys are, discussing, chatting, and so on and so forth?
I'd say Barrington's just to recount his adventure with Jam Jam again.
Okay. So
We're on the 5th day.
you are let me just double check because
It's the 5th day.
It is the fifth. It is the 5th day. I have it on the screen in front of me. So you have just one more day to go. Ortimay is a little exhausted from the fight and everything, and you can see that the voyage has sort of been wearing her down a little. But she looks around you all and says, "Right, oh, for real. You all really handled yourself well there. I, appreciate you. And are you all right, little one?"
I've been in my fair few scraps round Waterdeep. I've taken worse licks.
Regrettably, I wasn't able to use my patented swing ball maneuver.
One thing super quick. Rolling a perception.
Okay. Sort of.
Alright, maybe not quite that rough.
Give me a perception check. Give me a perception check real quick, Risk.
Okay, that's also a 10, goddammit.
Okay. She just sort of looks and goes, "No, I believe it. Well, seriously, you handled yourself like a true champ."
Aww.
You really should get some loose ropes so that if someone needs to, they can perform a swing ball maneuver.
I no word of a lie, that does sound like a lot of fun. I will keep that in mind.
Oh, I cannot hide it, Dennis. Like the moment he gets complimented like that, like Risk's face just lights up.
Anyway.
He is touched.
Oh. But yeah, no. I appreciate you all for getting stuck in there. I was worried we were going to lose a few people, but yeah. She looks around the crew. They look wrecked as fuck, but they're all alive.
That is what happens when you have to deal with devil birds.
Yeah.
They love
Pterodons,
nothing
mate.
more-
Pterodons.
Yes, but love nothing more than to suck on your pancreas.
Yeah, okay. She just like has this really exhausted sort of I'm done with this. But yeah, thank you all. We've just got one more day to go. Touch wood, everything's gonna be fine. We're not gonna have any more of this bullshit. And then I can get you to Port Nanzaru, okay? We've only got one real concern, and I think, honestly, given the fact that we've got all the gold that we had left over from Yawon, we should be okay as long as we're polite and we are on our best behaviour. The keeper of the port, the guardian, is going to let us pass.
Excellent. I can't wait to have there and search my ship again.
Yeah. Good luck with that, son. Good luck. But anyway, I hope everyone has a good night. You all take care of yourselves, rest well, and again, best behaviour tomorrow, okay? And
Not a problem, Captain. I'll keep them in line.
I would say this is me kind of breaking the sequence of events a bit, but because of what you guys have been doing, it just makes sense. You were brought up to speed on what we need to do to get past the Guardian, right?
Don't think we were we?
You have no idea what the fuck she's talking about.
Yeah, this is the first time we've heard about a Guardian.
Oh, you got to be... Oh my... Okay. You see her starting to look panicked now. How much have you got on you? No, seriously, all of you. And you see her start to panic and look through her pockets and everything. And Griggs, the first mate, normally he's very stoic, but he's starting to look a bit alarmed and he's looking through his pockets.
I got 35 gold, but there's also that pile from those pirates. We got that.
Right, we're going to need about 1,000.
Have no
hell, I don't
fear.
think...
By the name of Sir Barrington Braverang will surely still hold some water in the fair land of Chult.
Right,
but do you reckon it's 1,000 gold's worth of order?
Right.
Indeed.
It's okay. I've got an emergency stash, and you see her dart down into the cabin before eventually she pulls up the container that you were all investigating earlier on in the adventure. Inside, she's got the gloves of thievery and everything. I didn't want to give these up, but this is probably our only shot. So, okay, you've not been told about the guard. Great, awesome, fuck. There's a dragon turtle. His name's Aramag. He is a bastard. And he demands tribute every time you go in and out. And normally we have to have a whole bunch of extra stuff. But I was told that you guys would be providing the tribute. So, appears we all need to have a little chat with your employer.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Yeah. Right. Awesome. You just see her really fucking freaking out and having existential dread right now. Anything else you guys wish to discuss before you set in for the
I
evening?
would say Barrington starts going into why the spleen and the pancreas are most succulent organs, hinting that he may potentially have experience of humanoid spleens and pancreases.
The crew tend to give you a much wider berth than they were already. And Undrill is just barfing off the side.
Since a captain's sacred duty is never to eat my crew, no matter how tasty they look. A captain's sacred duty is to never eat his crew, no matter how tasty they look.
Right. Okay, and just like not keep it in her eyes off you. But yeah, I would say this: is there anything that the party wishes to do through the evening?
Oh, bloody hell,
Okay, you all head down for what you hope is going to be a good night's rest, and surprisingly, you get one. No night terrors, no ants, nothing. You all have a damn fine sleep.
good.
And in the morning, you find yourselves refreshed and well. So, let me just get... most of the rest of the crew are down here, you know, sleeping off the various wreck. They're still feeling a little bit rough and under the weather, but the crew do they seem to be feeling better. You know, the symptoms of the illness has been slowly ebbing away. And I would say, who is it? Yeah, I would say Groon is going to be on watch at the moment. I know, she's in the water. Ah, there you go. Groon's over there, kicks the giant potato out of the way. There you go. And...
My sensors are malfunctioning.
yeah. I would say this canonically, you just see her look confused and like throw a potato overboard. No idea where that came from. And it is around about that point where you would notice as well, all of you, you notice like Ortimay is, while she's steering the ship, she's just looking around a little bit on edge, a little bit concerned. And eventually, you are going to see this large, churning, frothing, sea of foam in this direction here, as you see heading towards you what looks like a small island
Oh,
that resolves itself into
it's a big boy.
a very big boy indeed.
Oh, blimey, I reckon we have a guardian on the horizon.
Ah, my old friend.
Is there anyone you don't know, Sir Barrington?
Of course, lad, I've sailed these seas for now on 60 years.
I would say this actually, yes, you would recognize this character. Aramag has been basically he has had monopoly on these waters for at least 100 years or so.
Aramak, my old friend. It is so good to see you so hale and hearty these days.
Initially, the creature was just looking over the boat, and it was starting to speak, I would say, in Draconic, which Risk you would know as tribute now. Before its head sort of snaps to the side a little, and it starts getting closer, recognizing its name.
Oh boy.
The lunatic. This is all in Draconic, by the way. Again, it looks to you all and says, tribute now. I see.
He's not in the mood for conversation. He wants his tribute.
Ah, fair. He's a busy dragon after all.
Dennis, I have to ask.
Yes.
Is the dragon turtle considered a beast or a dragon?
That's a very good question. I am going to look up his stats right now.
It might even be a
think it's dragon.
monstrosity, but...
In fact, it's going to be easy if I type in the word turtle. So, beast. Oh, now I'm seeing a
Dragon,
swarm.
yeah.
Let's see.
Dragon.
He's basically draconic in nature.
Rats. Okay. My favorite enemy will not help me out in this case.
Probably not.
I don't think we can do anything against this guy.
Jonas, I was gonna use it for knowledge, not violence.
Right, fair enough. That makes a little bit more sense.
I hate to remind you, but not everything in D&D revolves around high damage numbers.
True.
Darn.
As
Persuasion,
you guys are having this conversation, Aramag starts to lazily move his way around, and basically he's circling the boat, and as he does so, the boat is starting to spin and turn as the beginnings of a whirlpool begin to form, with you at its epicenter. Right, well, I think that's probably it. You see Ortimay just like shoveling everything that she can into a sack in the middle of the boat. Every bit of gold that she has, including that. You see her just like look at the gloves for a second, goes, fuck, and just throws them onto the pile.
Risk will like scamper on over and just pour in his 35 gold. It's all I got, I'm sorry.
35. What are the rest of you all doing? Are you willing to donate every gold piece that you have? Are you willing to donate anything else to the tributes?
Bucket will pour in 50 gold.
50? That's not bad.
A thought occurs to me, Dennis.
Yes.
Malik's belongings.
Yes.
I feel bad about it, but the needs of the many. And Malik's a wee bit dead. I imagine his instrument is worth at least something.
Probably
So let's
something.
include that in the tribute pile.
Are you going to try and take the tome that Char is currently holding? That's up to Char.
Yeah. Do you reckon that book you took might have some value, Char?
I was gonna send it back to his family, but if you think it'll help, then sure.
We're dead. There's no news that'll go back to his family.
I don't want to, but I'll do it.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. I just want to get the boat.
They're great, they're good. Alright.
Bucket is
So-
also gonna add his last special trait he got from Cully.
Aww.
Okay. More. The boat starts rocking as the dragon turtle starts to get very frustrated with the paltry amount. Shit. You see Ortimay looking around a little bit worried, trying to find anything else.
Oh, I'm gonna regret this.
Give me somebody. I would say it's either going to be a group attempt or one person who wishes to be the voice of the group. Give me a persuasion check with disadvantage. The only reason I'm allowing you to roll is because you actually beat Captain Yawan and you have some gold.
I have a +4 to persuasion.
What?
Does anybody have better?
No.
I can also speak Draconic.
Good.
That
Welcome to the
helps.
club. We're glad to have you.
That helps. Okay, what do you say to Aramag?
Oh dear. Great Aramak, we have provided you most of our worldly monetary possessions and some magical items in tribute.
You said the word most.
The only
Thanks.
other thing we could provide you would be the clothes upon our backs, and I don't think you want to be subjected to that.
I don't suppose you'd be willing to accept an IOU.
At the mention of an IOU, the head sort of, as it's lazing around you, it's starting to pick up speed a little as the whirlpool begins to get deeper. But the mention of IOU, the head sort of snaps to the side a little, and you see one of its eyes has been gouged out almost. It's like it's a milky white. Not too sure if it takes any sort of eye reference personally or not.
Could I insight that?
Hello?
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, it's okay. What were you going to say?
No, I was going to say I remembered something. So, I don't know if it'll help, but Char's going to take the knife she took from Malik's bag out of her boot and say, like, well, what about this pretty thing as well? And, like, puts it in the pile.
More. A 17 persuasion is not bad. Unfortunately, the DC I was going for was an 18. Because this is a high DC. So, I will say this.
Would, because Barrington would probably be still rabbiting on as well, would that have helped in any way?
I'm pretty sure that would have been a detriment. So
adding like +2 to the DC.
Yeah. So I would say this: as Aramag, he doesn't flat out destroy the boat, but he basically starts moving away in frustration, pathetic, and just like with a back flipper, he just sideswipes the boat. And I think this artwork pretty much explains what's going to happen to you all now. As the ship is basically capsized, and every single one of you are going to find themselves floating in the water.
Protect your knees, everyone!
So, as we find ourselves deep underwater, you see the boat, the Brazen Pegasus, the ship you came on, start to sink, and the other crew, your other companions, Kinrel and Undrill, and everybody around you start to struggle. It gets black as each and every one of you, except Char, begin to hear a voice in your head. Oh, that was unfortunate, wasn't it? Tell you what, if you don't fancy drowning down here, how about a little deal? Incidentally, this is all individual questions. These are like individual messages. It's not sort of a group conference call, but each of you can respond to the message.
What do you have in mind?
I'm sure I'll think of something. All you have to do is promise you'll do me a favor at some point in the future, and I'll help you out.
You're not going to ask me to kill someone again,
I'm
are you?
absolutely going to ask you whatever I want. It's your choice.
You're not the usual voice.
There's a lot in here already. That is a bit odd, but no, dearie, I'm not. I'm offering you a deal, though. What does Risk say to the voice?
The player has been thinking. Legitimately torn.
How far are we from shore?
I would say you were about half a day. I will actually say this. I think you were just the beginnings of... You could see the beginnings of land when Aramag showed up. Just the beginnings of land.
You know what? Fuck it.
Not to worry, lads. That is, we can make a raft just as easily as I did on my old ship when this happened to it.
I don't even know if we're close enough to each
You're
other to
not.
talk to one another. This is all like one-on-one conversation.
Every single one of you is passing out as you are beginning to drown.
I reckon I'm disinclined to acquiesce to your request. I'll take my chances.
Oh, farewell, dearie. You tasted delicious. And you feel the blackness begin to take you.
Oh, fuck me.
Risk has made his decision. Yes.
Remember how the first day out, Bolt made himself a little life vest?
Yes.
Is that no? Is he just now bobbing on the top of the water?
He may be, but you don't know for sure. I will say this, the impact of the ship going down flipped it over, so for flavour I'd say the ship is on top of him.
Ah,
So the deal stands.
Against the deck thing.
Exactly.
Good job Warforged can't drown.
Yep.
Can you walk on the bottom of the ocean?
They can, yeah.
Well,
The thing is,
I don't know what
it depends on how he was built, doesn't it, Nicola?
yeah, it depends on how watertight he is.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. So, Nicola, Bolt, rather. Well, do we have a deal?
I suppose.
Okay. Bolt has made their decision. Sir Barrington,
Yep.
do we have a deal?
Yes, we have a deal.
Okay. And we will say that any players who are not here right now, again, we're going to resolve that very shortly. But I believe that is everybody. So, Risk the Red, as you are the only person who did not make a deal with this entity. I need you to make a death saving throw for me.
Can Barrington use his long arms?
Nat one.
So, can Barrington with his long arms reach and grab him?
Not that long.
Okay, since that nat one put the fear of fuck into me, I would say this. Barrington, Bucket, and Char, you all, after a moment, each come to. You find yourselves on a beach that most of you have never seen before. Barrington, you would recognise this as being close to the Bay of Chult.
Ah, wonderful Chult, we're here at last. And I have to thank Boris for taking that message for me.
Give me a perception check, guys.
Yeah, Bucket's gonna be looking around for the crew and his friends.
You see... I would say as you're looking around, you see broken bits of wood and a shattered mast. It looks like the ship was completely destroyed. You also see one or two bodies floating in the water. But you also would see halfway down the shore, being slowly helped up, Captain Ortimay coughing and spluttering, being helped by Griggs. One or two of the other crew have survived. I would say that because they're the only ones we bothered with, Groon and Purpell are helping them up.
Is everybody safe? Are your spleens and pancreas intact?
Where's the little one? Where's Risk?
You see Ortimay looking around. I would say that Ortimay points over and you see this little red shape bobbing in the water.
Bucket is immediately striding in and picking him up.
Okay. Undrill is currently passed out, but she is on the shore, and you also see Kinrel coughing and spluttering in the corner.
I don't have a potion.
Give me a medicine check. An 11.
I'd say Barrington's going to join in as well with that.
Okay. I would
He's a man,
say
see?
I would say yeah, he's doing his best. I would be kind and say, as you're basically going over him with your 11, you will notice that on his belt there is a healing potion.
Mm-hmm.
Bucket is going to grab it and just like baby nurse this little tiny kobold in his big arms and just feed him the bottle. And then gonna flip him over and then just rub his back.
Oh.
Part of me wants to make you roll for it, but I'm gonna be kind and risk. It's a bit of a rough awakening again, but you do eventually come to in Bucket's large metallic arms.
Can we make it?
You're alive. I am very happy.
A nary a drop of knee blood sacrificed.
Oh. Me too, mates. Me too. I showed that bitch what for. She didn't get me. Flop.
I would
Just
say
gonna continue cradling this little kobold. Just like lift him into like the hip, the resting on the hip position, and just pat his back as we
For
wade
jokes.
towards shore.
The joke's on her. I've made that many different deals with that many various sea deities.
yeah, I'm
I'm
sure
the
that's...
luckiest. I'm the luckiest sailor to sail the Sea of Swords.
Yeah, sure. Or it may just like
Of course,
gently
I
pushes you
agree.
past.
I'm the survivor of 17 shipwrecks.
Are you sure you're the survivor, not the cause of them? Anyway. I'm glad you're alright, little one. Again, with the same height. I don't know why I keep saying that. It's just a thing. Well, that was my baby. I'd had the Brazen Pegasus for 5 years. But, yeah, this Jarlaxle fella, he's got some explaining to do for leaving out such an important bit of information to you all.
Yeah. Mr. Skyrich is going to be mighty pissed when he finds out about that.
That's my crew pretty much wiped out. I'm kinda in between employers at the moment now, so no, here's the thing, right? I was paid to do a job. I was paid to get you to Port Nanzaru, and this, she looks around at the beach, this ain't fucking Nanzaru. It's that way. She points to the west. East, I apologize. So, I reckon we sort of like straighten ourselves off and get going.
I'm okay with that. Your
So,
professionalism is
Tribute wash
appreciated.
up with us?
say that again.
Did the bag of tribute wash up with us?
Ooh, that's a very good question, my dear. I would like you all to roll me a d10. 1 to 5, what you found is gone. Or rather, what you contributed is gone. Anything 6 and above, you find what you contributed and get it back.
Barrington didn't really contribute anything because he doesn't have anything.
So you find nothing.
Back.
Yeah, so Char,
So-
you... Yeah, unfortunately, Bucket, you lost everything. Risk, you lost everything. But Char and Barrington, you are able to keep what was on you.
Well, that's not true, Dennis. I got to keep my integrity.
Exactly.
And it means that Char got to keep the book.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so yeah, all of like the potions and everything. Well, no, you kept the potions. I'd say that's fine. But yeah. Char keeps the book. That's gonna be useful.
The dagger?
And the dagger. Yes, you still have the one pearlescent dagger. Now, as you are trudging down the beach, Ortimay is going to pull out slightly soggy, but basically there's this scroll, and she pops the lid off and pours out a map that she shows before you. Right, okay, so we are gonna be over here, and Nyanzaru is just gonna be a little bit up the beach. We should get there by the end of the day. It's not too far, I'd say. Yeah, no, it's less than 20 miles. We're gonna be fine. As she is heading down the beach, she explains to you how she's basically been working over the past 5-10 years, taking notes of the various regions around this peninsula, trying to map it out as best she can. Originally, I was going to try and make my way as sort of like, let's just say, I started as, I started as a smuggler, if I'm honest. But what I really wanted to do is sort of branch out into actually transporting people to and from, this place, helping explorers map it out. There's a lot of stuff in this land that nobody knows about, and I figured if I could corner the market and get people to, the places they want to go, that's where the real money is, legitimate money. Pegasus was kind of my way of doing that, but unfortunately at the moment, without a ship, this is kind of useless to me. So, how do you all feel about making a bit of a deal? You interested?
Certainly am, Captain. Least you could do is hear you out.
Alright. I'm willing to loan this to you. And in return, I would like you to help me fill it in. And when I'm able to get a ship back, I get what information you pick up. You tell no one about this map. Because, trust me, there's a lot of people who'd be willing to kill for this amount of information. There's a specific location I'm trying to find as well. It's like this lost city or something from a long time ago called Orlunga. If you ever hear anything about that, you mark it and you get to me and you let me know, alright?
Alright, that seems mighty reasonable.
Alright.
Sounds like a fun challenge, to be honest.
I appreciate it, but be careful who you're asking. It's got a bit of a history. Let's say there's used to be a site of this. Most places are the site of an empire at one point or another, but Orlunga's supposed to be one of the oldest empires in Chult. Over 10,000 years ago. Said it was ruled by an abomination or something. Sounds fun.
Alright, that's a little bit less encouraging considering the day's events, the whole voyage's events, but hey, we're here. And it's always a good time to fill in a map.
Well, with all that information, I would say we are going to wrap things up as you all head down the shore, and eventually you are going to find yourselves here at the beginnings of a settlement. You see the area in front of you begins to crest up into a hill. The various buildings around you are filled with it's like old ruins mixed with tents and small temporary shabby structures as you start to see more and more people around you. The area is not exactly, it's not a slum, but it's fairly run down for the most part. It's very low state, if that makes sense. And as you see up ahead, the beginnings of 3 large crumbling stone pyramids. As you...
Dennis, just,
Yep.
just in your whisper.
Yes. We'll get to that. Yes. Well, you can do that. I would say, round about this point, as you're looking around the group, you notice that Barrington has disappeared. As you were heading through the trees of, you basically went from the beach through the jungle, and you find yourself here in a place known as the Old City, the outskirts of Port Nyanzaru, and that is going to be where we call it for this session and this cast of characters for the foreseeable future. So, welcome to Cholts, fuckers!
Anyone have any money left?
Nope. Well, some of you do.
Okay, that should be enough to get some alcohol.
Yeah. Azure.
Bucket is also going to drop the enchantment on those repellents because we don't need them anymore.
Okay. Oh, those washed away. You've no idea where those are.
Yeah, another reason why to drop the enchantment then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, welcome to Nyanzaru.
Finally.
Risk is very happy to see civilization again.
You lived. You survived.
Ah, barely.
Questions, comments, theories.
Why would you do that to poor little Bolt? Or
Because
Bucket
it
even?
was fun. Because I'm a monster.
I must go. My plant needs me.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of disappointed I didn't die.
Oh, I was tempted. Here's the thing. I was half tempted to have Bucket make a dexterity check because that was a 1-year-old, and I wanted there to be a bit more of a risk to seeing if they're able to get the potion ready in time.
Oh yeah.
But I was like, no, that's a bit too mean. It's a bit too mean.
Yeah, Bucket likes his little kobold friend.
Aww. And Risk likes Bucket.
So, does everyone, did anybody have any interest in seeing what the entity was that you were dealing with?
Yes.
Sure. I
Okay.
want to know the bitch.
Oh, the bitch. Don't worry. You'll get plenty of chances one day. Let me just bring her up. This, if I can stick it in the Dyson Dots Discord. This is going to be in the D&D chat. This is an entity known as... Taking forever to paste. This is some fan art by an individual that I shared on Twitter. Her name is Nanny Groat, or Widow Groat.
You have a woman's eyes, milady. How wait if those beautiful orbs have never been plucked out by an octopus?
Whether or not she
About
is
it.
going to be something that you guys deal with later on in the game, I'm not saying.
Considering the majority of the party agreed to her proposal, yeah, nah.
Yeah.
She's
Yes.
coming back.
Yeah. Well, technically speaking, Barrington didn't. One of his other voices in his head did. So he's bound to it, but
We'll see where things go in the future.
yeah.
So, would you like to know why Risk refused?
Please.
One of the tenets of Rascal's Rescuers is do not do bleh, words. Do not do deals with evil.
Aww.
That's a big no-no. That's part of the rules. You have
Heck
to sign
yeah.
a contract when you sign up and everything.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm showing my hand here. I didn't have the heart to murder the little kobold. I need to
Not
toughen up
yet,
though.
anyway.
Yeah, no. I need to make you all love him more. But yeah,
There you go.
that's
Yeah, but you're fine and murdering Bucket. Yeah.
Oh, you have no idea who's going to show up next week. Next time.
yeah. So, I am more than willing to run a game next week. I know our lovely Kuba is going to be unavailable for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
We also have a couple of other people who might be unavailable for a while. So, it is up to you guys whether you wish to continue with your specific character as they wander around the city, or if you wish to explore with a different character. That is entirely up to you. However, the next arc is not going to be involving the two ships, because I want to save that for, you know, when Kuba's able to come back and everything.
Thank you.
So,
I think if we're just wandering around town, then
yes.
you don't really need to worry too much about
Yeah.
it.
And I would say this, the next session is going to be, everybody is, by the way, you all got to level 2.
Thank
Yay.
You're all at level 2 now. Yes. Because,
Yeah.
oh wow, level 1 is so squishy.
Oh, I think it's fun though. I enjoy
Yeah.
the peril inherent in being so squishy. Like half my hit points were gone in one hit.
Yeah.
That's kind of exciting.
Yeah.
But anyway.
What are you doing health-wise again? Is it rolling or max?
That's a fair
Or is
question.
it average?
Or average, yeah.
Normally, I go with... I try to go with average normally, but then I did say one point in Vorso where I'm allowing max. I think until I say otherwise, it's going to be average hit points for everybody. Unless I feel super generous. Or super
fine with average.
sadistic. So average, we're going with average hit points. Because it's just easier that way, because 90% of us are using character creators, and they usually go with the average hit points. So, yeah. So, any final questions or comments? Or longer. Center of the ancient empire of the Abomination? Wonder what that's about.
Yeah, I think I'll stick around with Bolt in the next session. Or Bucket, even. I keep calling him Bolt, but we're not calling him Bolt because Bolt is the name of the burb.
Yeah.
Bucket is probably going to wander around town, seek out rumors, and see if he can find out more about what he initially came here looking for.
Okay. Now, here's the question. Are those who are available willing to run another game next Thursday, it being Thanksgiving?
Absolutely.
Okay. Unless something happens, I'm willing to do that too. Now, the next arc, you're going to be level 2, and it's going to be taking place entirely within the city of Port Nyanzaru. So, we'll get to that in the future. In the meantime, unless anybody else has anything they wish to say, I think that's going to be a farewell from everybody.
Yep, it's farewell for me.
Okay. And again, Aja had to head off because, you know, we have a Puppuccino to take care of.
What's wrong?
No, we were just saying farewell. Would you like to say farewell to the people on stream?
Bye.
Bye. Stay safe,
Bye,
everybody. Stay awesome.
Good night, everyone.
And is it Thursday yet?
Bye.
Oh, I just realised. Wait, where's my Twitch? There's my Twitch. So many monitors.
Ooh, I can make an infusion to replicate a magic item.
Oh, heck yeah, that sounds awesome. Good night, everybody. Bye.
Wow.